Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Kwingsletsplays and more Spider-Man. Great responsibility. Mirror talk. Great responsibility. Marvel Avengers DLC. Liz Allen's story continues. And Ultimate Spider-Man is set up for tonight for our newest Ultimate mystery. Anybody else seeing a blurry screen? Or the Avengers is blurry in the background? Asking for a friend. Hi, how's it going? So we're doing more of this. We didn't finish the Liz Allen thing yesterday. So that means the fun continues. Woo! I'm sorry, but this is like the longest story campaign thing that I've ever done that's not really a story campaign. What's wrong? Why? What? I don't know what means. I'm not a mind reader. Okay. Well, you should have waited. You should have gotten a hug before the stream started. Actually, I gave you a hug before the stream started. What up, Liz?
That's true.
I did. I'm actually documenting on my phone how often you get hugs.
You got a sec?
Which is quite a bit. I'm just saying. I mean. Okay. Are you sharing that, or is that a solo thing? May I have some, please? Thank you very much. You tapped your glass. As long as you don't tap my glass, I don't care. Don't tap my glass. I have boundaries. There's germs everywhere. Thank you very much. Okay, what was I doing with Spidey again?
It's a jungle out there.
You make it a jungle out there.
Confusion everywhere.
You know.
No one seems
yes,
to care,
yes, I'm Monk. Okay? I am
in
Monk.
charge here. It's a jungle out there. Poison in the very air we breathe.
Stop it!
You know what's in the water that you drink? Well, I do. It's
Where's that relaxo vision?
amazing.
Things are about to get violent here.
People say I'm crazy.
Never, seriously, will you stop?
If you paid attention, you'd be worried too. But I pay attention because
That
this world
that song is copyrighted. Cease and desist. Yes, Spidey Strikes Back. Okay, thank you.
It's a great show.
It is a fantastic show unless you're a hypochondriac and then it's your life.
You don't seem to like watching that show.
No, I don't like watching that show.
I enjoy watching it, and then I point at the screen, I'm like, that's like Luke! And then Luke's in the other room crying.
I don't cry. I just leak water out my eyes sometimes. Because reality is too harsh. Alright, I need your guys' help. What is objective drop zone? 1 of 2. What does that mean? What is a drop zone? Because I wanna finish this thing too. Apparently there's 17 steps. We're on step 10. Spidey Strikes Back, Avengers Initiative.
Oh, there's a little dog with a Christmas outfit on.
What?
Oh, it was a TikTok commercial.
Hi, Luke and Amber. How you doing? It's crazy here. Yeah. Do you guys know how to do the complete drop zone? What is that about? Anybody know what a drop zone is? Whoop. A drop zone is a type of category for missions on the war table. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I know what that means now. I will find a drop zone. Let us find a drop zone and do 2 of those on the easiest difficulty because we don't care. Can we go someplace with snow? I want to go someplace with snow. Where's my snow? Where's my snow?
Polar bear.
I am a polar bear. I don't care. I want snow.
Took my bear.
There's no snow right now, and I demand it. I don't want Wakanda. I want snow. Is this snow? No, that's Wakanda. That's Africa. We want frozen. Yes. Is this a drop zone?
You know.
No.
On some very high peaks in South America.
I don't care.
You know what?
How do I find drop zones? Where does it say drop zone? Tell me a drop zone.
I'm taking a small nap into our next stream. When is it?
10 something. Snowy tundra is not a drop zone. Does it literally say drop zone on the drop zone? What is this? Outpost. That is a challenge. Secrets within. It doesn't say drop zone. Out of shadows. Selected mission. What is the icon for a drop zone?
This is some good Snapple. Should I not go out anymore shopping since there's increasingly more and more people out?
Yeah, I don't want to get whatever new strand of COVID there is. Thank you.
You said the magic word. Today's secret word is...
No. I'm sorry, but Omnicron sounds like a transformer.
Omnicron. Omnicron. He has the life force.
No.
We must
No.
stop him.
Okay, stop. Stop.
Omnicron
Amber!
is the most devastating of all the
Don't keep repeating that. I don't want this video to be, like, done. Guys, what does the icon for drop zone look like?
It's Omnicron. He shot all of us.
Stop!
Unicron.
Yeah, Unicron. I got it. What does the drop zone look like? What icon? Bird? Moon? Bird? Weird fire symbol? Does anyone know? At all? Because, I mean, I can randomly do missions, but I'd like to know which ones are considered drop zones. Ems, you might have to look up what a drop zone is in this Avengers game. Because
Oh, I have to do work.
Yay.
I thought because of my girl I can get on.
Uh-huh.
What do I have to do?
We're looking for something called a drop zone.
If I pretend to have a nervous breakdown, can I get out of doing hard work?
No.
Darn it!
I want to do a drop zone. I have to do 2 drop zones, and then I can complete more of Liz Allen's fire hoops to jump through. Above the difficulty, it says Shield Faction Mission. Priority Sector. Sabotage. Shield Action. Drop Zone. Okay.
I was gonna find it! I exist! I make a difference! I'm helping!
Now I know what this icon means. If it has this icon, it means it's a drop zone. Neat!
I'm having a headache. Is that because of the smoke?
I hope so. 'Cause I have a headache too.
I'm sorry that I made the whole house filled with smoke. What can I do to make you feel better? What were you planning on getting Zelda for Christmas? Oh my gosh! You weren't planning on getting her anything!
Wrapping paper for her to play with.
You paused!
Wrapping paper.
What's she gonna play with after Christmas? It has to be gifts she can use all year.
We've gotten her toys before. She only uses the
The
boxes.
Resistance has discovered a Terrigen research
What?
lab
It's
where
true.
it has been conducting experiments
She
on
never
living
uses the
humans.
toys.
She does.
She doesn't.
We'd like to get hold of
Are
any
you
materials
saying
they've been
that
using
our
in their
cat
research.
is unique
But first we
among
must
all
gain
the cats
access
in
to
the entire
Ames
universe,
laboratory
as in
pod.
she doesn't use the toys?
I'm missing the
Lab's
mission
main access
briefing.
point while I hack into their system.
Thank you for that, Amber.
This area will be well defended.
I'm eating your baby.
This is a drop zone? For
We'll need to
real?
take control of their systems. Get me to the location on your hub.
Be quiet, talking person in my head. Wait, that didn't come out right. Oh. Oh. Oh, you have to complete the drop zone. Oh. Oh, we have a new costume. Say hello to this ugly thing. Yay!
think we're pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, here we go. Spending spider money because we're gonna live under a bridge. Hey! I'm sorry, I need to make sure that I have my smoke alarm chirping so that people feel sorry for me and give me money. That way I can be relatable. I'm not relatable enough, guys, because I actually changed the batteries in my smoke alarm. Oh my gosh. Why am I such a bad person? I don't know why it's so hard to afford just a pack of batteries. A pack of batteries is like $1. But no, let's have the smoke alarm chirping all the time in our videos so that people can feel bad for us subconsciously. I think that's why they do it. I think they do it on a subconscious level. I think they're just plain evil. It's like a type of manipulation. Yeah. When did I put juice in my mug? I don't even remember this.
Bypassing their security will take some time.
I have a magic refueling mug.
Area clear, but stay in range of the control point.
That's awesome. Because I don't remember getting up and getting juice. My cane is right there. In fact, I haven't moved from this couch in... How long has it been? I haven't moved from this couch since 5 o'clock. I should probably get up and walk around in a little while, or else doctor's gonna be mad at me. You need to walk around. I don't want to. I'm working. What do you do for a living? I sit on my butt and I play games. Whereas you have to help people because you're a doctor. My job's harder. Because I have people watching me live. It'd be like you performing surgery with an audience watching you and heckling you. That's not how you use a scalpel appropriately, noob! You used the wrong anesthetic! You suck! Going to sleep when the fire alarm is going off? My gosh. That's painful. I'll tell you what fire alarm I couldn't sleep through. The one we had in Boston. Oh my gosh. I've told you guys that story. Hardwire alarms. Then they have the flashing red lights. It's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? It sounds like the containment unit in Ghostbusters. The world's ending! Then the fire department comes and they're like, what's going on? We need to break down the door. It's like, no, the alarm's just going off. It's like, ugh. Now those alarms I can understand, like if you have problems turning those off, because those are hardwired. The fire department has to come and take out this little key and then put it in it and shut it off. And then you have to put your hands over your ears. You're going, what? No, I don't know how it got off. I had cardboard in the oven. Is that a bad thing? You idiot. Why did you put cardboard in the oven? Because my wife wasn't around to cook the pizza, so I thought I'd try it. Am I going to get a fine? Do you fine people?
No, we've been locked out.
I can't believe the guy in Fortnite is in the Avengers. Oops. We kind of lost. Reloading checkpoint. Heh. Oh. What was I supposed to do? Secure the asset. What's the asset? The entire Muppet? Well, the Disney owns the Muppets. Yeah, going all the way back to the 1970s.
Will take some time. Keep the area clear.
What is the asset? What am I supposed to do in this drop zone? Okay, that's great, honey. I don't know about no stinking Muppets. What am I supposed to do? Who said that? Why? Did you put your age in the chat? Oh. What am I supposed to do? Stand here? I don't understand. What am I? Ow! Ow! Ow!
Oh, this could be going bad.
Yeah, I don't know what the asset... Oh, the asset is this thing. Okay. I'm just gonna keep dancing around it then. Do, 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 do. Look at me, I'm dancing around.
I need more time. Keep the area free of
I will keep the area free of hostiles. Just leave me alone. Spider sense, tingling, laser. Let me just do whatever this move is. Oh gosh. Well, now I know what icons are drop zones. Having some fun now. Whee! Yeah, I've told you guys that story though. I put cardboard in the oven, and that was bad. And then the hardwire alarm went off, and I got in trouble. You don't want the fire department to come if they don't have to come. They don't like that. That's like calling 911 and asking the operator, like, I'm trying to remember. What?
I'm almost done.
Yeah, well, little kids can get away calling 911 to ask for math homework, but
This could be going bad.
you don't want to call 911 and ask them for directions when you're lost. Help! I'm having a crisis. What's the matter, sir? Calm down. I think I took a wrong turn over there to get into New York City, and now I'm lost. Sir, this is not that type of hotline. I thought you helped people. I'm someone. I need help. Sir, this line needs to be open for real emergencies. This is an emergency. I can't find my socks without a GPS. Boom, baby.
That did it.
We did it? It's over? Oh my gosh. Well, that was fast. You almost burned down your apartment once? Did you use cardboard? Cardboard shouldn't go in stoves. That's a life tip.
Well done. The Resistance now has access to the research pods in this laboratory. With any luck, we can ascertain new information.
I'm funny? No, I'm not. I've been around a long time. That life is amusing to me. I've been around for 38 years, so I realize that life is a joke. Life is a comedy. You know, if other people would actually realize that, it wouldn't be so bad. Good evening. Nice to see you, Trayvon. I haven't died yet, so... Wait, what do I... Is this gonna go away? Go away. Go away. What do I do? Did I jam up the game? Oh, no. Okay, cool. So we need another, airdrop. Air thing. Drop mission. I want to go to Snow World, though. Can I go to the Snow World? Where's the Snow World? What is this? That's weird. Oh, that's Thor. We don't want that. Let's go to Snow World. It's winter time. Snowy tundra. Do we have a drop zone? Sabotage drop zone. Ooh, oh. We don't have enough power to do that. Darn. We don't have enough power to do that either. No, we don't want it. We can't do that one. Darn. Can't go to the frozen tundra because my character's too weak. Well, that makes me sad. Can we go to Wakanda? Can we go to Wakanda drop zones? I want to go to a lush jungle with Spider-Man. Also, I want to randomly say Wakanda forever. That too. Yes! Okay. Are there any drop zones? No. That's a threat sector. That is sabotage. That is defend the drop zone. Wow, really? Mission power? Wow, that's a lot. And I can't adjust the difficulty. That's mean. So I'm stuck going to the same boring places because my characters are too weak. Fun. I don't get to mix it up, and I mean, I can go those other places, but I'm going to die really, really fast. So I guess it's the joys of Utah. Nothing against Utah, by the way. This is an Omega level threat. This is a sabotage. This is a... You know what? We're going to do a sabotage. And we can select difficulty. Yay! Get these drop zones over with, yo. Let's go. Launch the mission. Spidey strikes back.
Avengers. Our agents in the field have identified the location of an AIM data vault. The vault contains research on new combat synthoids and needs to be destroyed. Get in there, take out the server vaults, and get out before AIM reinforces the facility.
Okay. Another drop zone mission in this costume. Because why not?
A set of turbines powering one of their emergency generators. Disable.
Okay. Oh no, I can't walk inside the wall. Oh. Unspent skills? I don't care. Get on my face, ugly. Yeah. Wait, no, I wanted to go after... No, stop that. Stop that, Spike. Do you see that thing in front of you? There's a gun up there. Thank you. See, guns are bad. Like, those type of guns. Because nobody needs that security system monitoring your house. I mean, it would definitely keep away unwanted visitors, but... if it actually accidentally goes off and, you know, riddles a poor squirrel... you know, that... or the neighbor's cat, that would present a huge problem. So... yeah, bad guy bases are such a hassle. Well, although I think that is pretty warranted for dealing with spiders. Like, I think that's a appropriate countermeasure. I would install a flamethrower to deal with the spiders. But that's just me.
Destroy the turbine.
I'm not turning a car into a house, honey.
AIM has sent forces
I am
to stop
claustrophobic. I need space. I can't do it. I don't like... You want to make me super anxious in tiny spaces? Why do you think we have such high ceilings? I don't like feeling boxed in. I'm not fun. I'm the opposite of fun. I don't want to live in my car. It's weird. I don't care if we save money. I want ceilings. And doors. And additional rooms I can go to when you drive me crazy. Probably going to be up all night. What's the cat thing?
Your daughter, some gifts.
Please don't say she's my daughter. That's so weird.
She's right next to you. She's got someone with you.
She's our pet.
She has your eyes.
She does not have my eyes. My eyes are not green and they don't glow in the dark. If they did, then I would be possessed.
Well, I mean...
Wow, thank you. Okay.
Are you saying our cat is possessed?
If the shoe fits. Why else is she destroying our house? Am I supposed to break this? Oh, we are supposed to break that.
Daddy and Mom are talking
No,
about...
please stop calling it a fur child. You're like one of those crazy cat ladies online. Don't. It's a pet, honey. It's a very sweet... I love the little fur ball, but it is... I would risk my life in a fire to get her,
Aww.
but I would not... No, she's not a person.
She's Luke the Third.
Like, I would go after Zelda before I grab the Switch. Or the PS5. No, Zelda first, then the Switch, then the PS5, then you.
Excellent.
I'm assuming that you can leave and also grab the laptops. I'm trusting you. You know, I'm getting the cat and I'm getting the game consoles and I'm going back in the house for more. So I need to know that you've got the laptops or, you know, we're doomed. Because all our information would be gone. Because I only have 2 arms. I can't carry everything. Why do you think I keep that giant pillowcase behind the couch? That's literally to, like, you know, grab stuff and run.
Bird children are just as good as real children, Luke, is the name.
No, that's weird. Stop it. Don't encourage her weirdness, please. There are certain levels to my wife's weirdness, and we're getting into freaky territory.
Someone wants to know why you're feeling angry and bitter today.
TikTokers.
The house is filled with smoke.
The house is filled with smoke.
The house is filled with smoke. It's giving Luke a headache and making him feel angry and bitter.
Not bitter, I'm just... My eyes are open.
Red pilled.
I'm red-pilled, yeah. There you go. Although the new Matrix movie's gonna suck. They nerf Neo. And they make, what's her name, just as strong as Neo. His girlfriend. So it doesn't matter that Neo was the one in the original movies, because the movie was made in 2021 or 2020. He is now less than Trinity and some other girl.
Alright, mate, can I be devil's advocate right here?
Located a staging base where
So
Taskmaster...
what if...
Nicely done, Avengers. You wreaked some impressive havoc, and now AIM is scrambling to recover their lost
Unless my press
research.
friend is lying,
More
who saw the
attacks like
movie.
this, and AIM won't stay in power long.
Using the intel you gathered, we've located a staging base where Taskmaster is preparing his new recruits
Man, that
for
suit looks
deployment.
dumb.
I'm hoping you can stop that from happening.
Alright. What if... Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
What?
Alright, so what if Keanu Reeves was... I don't know the lady's name who plays...
Trinity?
Trinity, because she was just a side character.
I don't know her name. She wasn't a side character. She was an important character.
She was an important character, but she wasn't as important as Neo.
Neo was the one!
I know, that's what I'm saying. Right.
That'd be like
Exactly.
having Tobey Maguire come back, theoretically, and treating him like the butt of the jokes and not as powerful or equally as powerful as everybody else. Which,
I know that.
I mean, I'm assuming Marvel didn't do that. But DC, when they bring back Michael Keaton, they're probably going to make him the butt of the jokes, and he's probably going to get bossed around by Kara now. Her name is Kara. They said who Supergirl is. It's Kara. It's not Laura Kent. It's
I feel
Kara.
like I'm gonna go into the wrong territory here.
It's Kara.
So Keaton is gonna become a beta male in this universe.
Keaton is going to be the exact opposite of what Keaton was. Yep.
Wow.
Probably. He's going to be like Toxic Man, and like he's bad, and Supergirl's going to set him straight. And then he's going to be in the
Supergirl's gonna
Batgirl
be
movie.
Like, he's gonna be like, here, I helped open the door for you. She'll be like, I don't need that door! Don't you dare open that door!
Slams Batman's face in the door.
Kara, I got you a flower. Women don't need flowers! We don't even like flowers!
I know. So yeah, they announced, I mean, I heard rumors a while ago that they were going to announce who the Batman was. And I was thinking, you know, for Christmas, it's actually going to be Ben Affleck. Everything's going to be great. It's going to be Ben Affleck in the Batgirl movie because they said that they were going to bring in the best Batman. And they bring in Keaton, and it's like, so you're basically going to make the Batman Beyond movie, but with Batgirl. It's like, no, that's not what we wanted. We wanted Terry McGinnis. It's like, why? Why can't you do one simple thing, DC? Dummies.
Here's my impression. Like,
Oh.
what if? I mean, does Keanu Reeves have the option to be like, well, like, yeah, like totally, like I'm Keanu Reeves, and like, so I don't really understand. Like, my movie, I was like the one, so like now Trinity, who was like supposed to help me achieve greatness in the last movie, now she's the one. And I'm not anymore. I'm like,
No, they're all
so
the one or something.
confused.
It's very confusing.
I would be like, I mean, honestly, like, I would have half a mind to go into the studio if I was Keanu Reeves. I'd be like, are you just doing this because it's 2021 and women have to be the lead in every single movie right now? Because I find that would not be accurate to the original intent of the story. Therefore, I think that you should just refer it back to me and have me as the one. Otherwise, every fan of The Matrix is going to be really upset and not understand what's going on.
According to my text from our press friend who got the screening for the movie, he said that it's in the same style of storytelling as The Last Jedi. So basically, yeah. If you like
what was The Last Jedi? I don't
belittling men to build up women. Basically.
That's the whole thing. There was a girl who did a video on this.
I need your help.
Where you don't need to belittle men to lift up women. You could just work hard yourself and
just like
make your own story.
If Spider-Gwen showed up in No Way Home, she would have been treated equally like the other Spider people, and then we probably would have gotten a Spider-Gwen like standalone movie or something. But I can't read that, sweetie. It says web closes. What are those thingies that I need to do, honey? Current objectives. I can't read that. I can't see what do they want me to do? Current objectives.
Web up to the Exo, Adaptoid, or Teleporter enemies.
Teleporter enemies? What is that?
Defeat enemies.
How many?
Airborne.
How many?
6 teleporter enemies.
6 teleporter enemies. What are a teleporter enemies?
I don't know. Defeat enemies while airborne. You have to do it 20 times.
Okay, well,
web up to the Exo, Adaptoid. You can do it different. You can web up to either Exo, Adaptoid, or Teleporter enemies. 3 different types. You can do it whatever type you want.
We're on step 11 of 17.
You have to web towards Exo, Adaptoid, or Teleporter enemies. Let me take a picture of it on your phone.
No, you told me what I need to do now.
And now you have to defeat 20 enemies while airborne.
Yeah, I can easily do the 20 enemies while airborne. Let's get out of this suit because it bothers me. Everything bothers me. We're gonna noir. If you guys are wondering what we're doing, we're playing this game to do stuff. Like, yay, unlock the Liz Allen story, which Liz Allen is she's making us jump through a lot of hoops. Apparently Peter and her dated, so he's doing whatever he can to make her happy. But yes, a lot of people are telling me that have seen the movie that it is in the same style as The Last Jedi. So if you really loved The Last Jedi and the mistreatment of Luke Skywalker and the building up of Rey and making Rey the bestest ever, then you'll love Trinity being the bestest ever over Neo.
Here's an idea. Why can't women in these stories...
I was brought back and used so that I can prop up another character that wasn't as important as Neo. Okay, I like money. Yeah, awesome. Hey, wait, isn't that exactly what I did for Bill and Ted, the 3rd movie? Whoa, no way.
But Luke, why couldn't they just write a story where a woman actually proves herself on her own without putting down a man as part of the story?
You mean Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman movie?
Or like Alien, the movie with Sigourney Weaver? I feel like women that are like, they have, like, the term, okay, I feel like I'm going to get in real big trouble here, but, you know, they have the term beta male, where you just let a woman walk all over you.
Let's not use that term too much, though, because that's a trigger word.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just a regular term for everyone in Hollywood.
You could call them girly men. That would be...
Oh, I'm just
That's
saying,
what Arnold
like,
used to call them.
I feel like these women that are doing this, I feel like they're real beta women in reality. Sigourney Weaver, I would say she's like an alpha female.
Thanks for those coordinates,
Sigourney Weaver's awesome.
She rocks.
Sigourney Weaver was like, oh my gosh, everybody is dead on the space station. I'm going to kick alien butt.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So she'd be like an alpha female.
She's pretty awesome.
And, like, I feel like these women, like, maybe in the 2016 Ghostbusters, I would say they're beta women.
But there was never a 2016 Ghostbusters movie.
Alright, fine.
If there was a 2016 Ghostbusters movie, then it would be released in collections for Ghostbusters that are over $100. But it's absently missing because it has only been released in a couple places throughout the multiverse. It doesn't exist in this reality.
Alright, so...
It never happened.
A woman like Rey, I'm gonna say she's a beta, because...
Stop using that word.
What? She is!
Call her a manly girl. I don't know.
No, there's no other reason. She's not as... She's not as bad mamma jamma as Sigourney Weaver. She cannot measure up. She's not a hero.
Yeah, basically.
She's average.
Yeah, so I mean, when it
lazy, she doesn't work hard.
Basically, when I was told that about The
So-
Matrix tonight, it kind of made me not want to even look at it on HBO Max, even though we have it on HBO Max, or it's coming out on HBO Max. I just don't really have an interest in it anymore.
And I'm not like grading women and men by how they look. I'm grading it on their content of their characters. Sigourney Weaver, in that Alien movie, she actually had to work really hard and do it on her own. Whereas these other women that put men down for their roles, that's not a good character trait. So that would be what I would call it another.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to make it the focus of this entire. You don't need to leave. You just.
Well, I feel bad. Just
No.
say something horrible. Be like, "Don't jump that way, Amber."
No.
And then I'll leave. And then you can come out looking better.
No, it has nothing to do with
No.
that.
Scapegoat.
No, I'm not scapegoating you. So what do you think of Noir Spidey in
Tell
this?
me I'm
You're not fired. Stop that. Do you actually like his costume? It was $4. Does Noir
Yeah.
Spidey look pretty good? He's missing his fedora, though. He needs his fedora. That's what's missing. See, they have the really ugly Spider-Man suit. Hang on. If I like uppercut people in the air, does that count as like? Oh wait, no, he doesn't have the fedora. Never mind. I thought he had it with that suit. He does not. Night Out Spidey.
I just want, you know what I want? I want Syndrome to come in the middle of the Matrix movie and be like, but if everyone is Neo,
Then no one
will
is.
be.
Yeah. I know, but
Like, how can everyone be Neo then?
the thing that I just find so interesting is he did not like how the third movie went, and yet he loves how this new movie goes. It's like, but you become Luke Skywalker in a sense. You're useless.
They're totally brainwashed.
Well, I mean, it's Hollywood.
That's what I feel. I feel like they literally go into a brainwashing room where they're.
But
just
that's why I was
like,
worried.
It doesn't matter what happens to your character. Who cares?
If Disney did,
It doesn't matter what
because
happens to my
here's the difference
character.
between Warner Brothers and Disney.
Who cares?
Amber. The difference between Warner Brothers and Disney likes to make money, and they could have done their fan service or their, really awesome thing that they did in No Way Home that you'll have to watch our No Way Home spoiler video to understand. But let's say their legacy characters that they included in No Way Home without spoilers, they actually did those characters justice. They didn't just bring them back and then use them to prop up new characters. They were formidable. They were sometimes heroic. They were terrifying. They were just like how they were in the Raimi and Andrew Garfield movie. And people, when they see these characters come back, like, people are expecting Keaton to kill people and be menacing and to be Keaton Batman. Not talking much and, all this other stuff. And we have this bad vibe that it's gonna be terrible.
He's gonna be like, "Hey, pal." Carl's gonna be like, "Yeah."
Treat women better.
You're gonna be, yeah, you're doing great.
Hey, Flash. You need to be nicer to your girlfriend.
I'm sorry, but I
don't know.
can't even get into this because.
But that's the thing. I was actually kind of worried about when we saw No Way Home. I was thinking, oh my gosh, they're gonna make like these older villains look like relics, and they're not gonna be how we remember them. It was like beat for beat of their original portrayal, and that's what people expected with The Matrix. With The Matrix, people wanted it to be, I know Kung Fu and all this other stuff, and it's like, whoa, Trinity's better than me? Okay. I'll take that paycheck. Give me that $4 million. Can I make Bill and Ted 4?
Why is it that I want to see someone get mad?
Mind blown.
I kind of want to see someone get mad and be like, I want to see Keanu Reeves be like, no, Trinity cannot have my main role. Like, I don't know. She's not taking my main role. I'm the main character.
Also,
hire another girl.
I was able to come back. I was able to come back from the dead because I'm the one. Trinity was just like Morpheus, and they're both like, they died because they weren't me. And
Yeah, like what? And what's going on with Morpheus not even being?
Morpheus comes back. He's just
I know,
younger.
But I'm just saying,
because he died. He died in the video games. That's the thing that I hate about the Matrix is the video games. They're like, you want to know what happened? You want to know what happened to Morpheus? They're like, okay, if you want to know what happened to Morpheus, you have to play Matrix Online. And then like the first 20 minutes of the game, you see Morpheus die by like some unknown. Yeah, it was a cheap death.
It feels like they purposely didn't want to hire the actor back.
No, he returned. It was him. It was Fishburne or Bourne.
Dumb.
He has the lamest death ever.
Oh.
Like he props like he's running away from this enemy in the game, and he's doing all this cool stuff to dodge the enemy, right? This takes place after Neo and Trinity are dead.
Why would they do that?
I'm not done. So, like, he's doing all this cool stuff, like, you think you're playing as Morpheus, and then he, like, runs out of a door, and here is the bad guy waiting for him, and he shoots him, and then Morpheus, like, dies. It's like Morpheus was doing all this stuff to avoid this exploding building. He's doing all this cool stuff in the game, and then he opens the door, and the guy is waiting for him. Hello, Morpheus. And Morpheus was like, oh no. Bang! And that was it. And then they made a cannon. It's like, why? It was the coolest character. Did you see what Morpheus did in his last movie appearance? He took out like 2 powerful enemies with his sword and blew up their van. It was like one of the coolest shots in the final Matrix movie before this one. And then you have him appear in the video game, which you're trying to sell. You make it canon, and then you kill him off in the lamest way possible when he took on essentially like the twins, which were these super powered Matrixy villains that were like second to what's his face? What was the bad guy's name? The agent, the guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, what is his name? The guy with the shades who was fighting Neo.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, it's on the top of my head, but
Agent Smith.
Smith, yes. Yeah, you make them, like, almost equal to Smith in terms of abilities, and Morpheus takes them down in the coolest way possible, and then he shows up in a tie-in video game, and they kill him in the lamest way possible. Like, I mean, that is just,
It feels like
so
it feels
wrong!
Like someone didn't want him in the next movie.
Thanks, Jarvis.
They weren't gonna make a next movie. That was almost 20 years ago, that game.
Oh, that's what it was, then.
The third movie bombed.
They should have just had him come back to life.
The third movie was terrible.
That was stupid. Why would they make that canon? If they could
Exactly.
bring everyone else back from the dead, why can they randomly bring...
Yeah.
You know, it's so stupid.
But, I mean, out of all the characters they could have killed off, why did they kill off Morpheus like that? I never understood that. And I was like...
It feels wrong.
When I played that game on PC or whatever, Wikipedia didn't really exist yet to the sense where, like, Wikipedia was, like, canon for everything. Yeah. And then, like, later on, I remember Wikipedia changing that they said, oh, the creator said that this is a continuation of the Matrix 3, and it's like, no! Because it's like, I always thought of it like, it's just a video game, it doesn't matter.
Why? But if they wanted to, they could say it's an Elseworlds timeline thing.
Nope, it's canon.
But they could have said
they
that.
They still say it's canon.
But that's stupid.
I know.
Honestly, so many more people. I am purposely not watching. That's the main reason I'm not watching the Matrix movies, because Lawrence Fishburne is not in it.
So basically,
that's basically their entire reason.
They basically make like the new Matrix movie in a sense. Like if you think about it, it's kind of like a video game, like where death doesn't matter anymore because you have Morpheus come back, kind of. You have Trinity and Neo come back, and it's like they had definitive deaths. This is a sequel. I'm not gonna say how they come back, but like.
Well, maybe Trinity picks up some kind of magic box and learns really cool powers.
I don't know. I was kind of.
Maybe they explain it. Maybe
when Mark was telling me about it, like I just kind of was not really paying attention.
Did he like it? Did he think?
No,
it was
he
cool?
thought the movie was terrible.
Really?
He was coming off a high from the whole, like the last movie that he wrote for that paper was No Way Home. So he was coming off on that high, and he used to be a Matrix fan, and he saw that movie for his job, and he's like,
I absolutely, the first Matrix, I love it. It was like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, and then he was gonna go see what other movie was? Oh, he had actually no, he didn't get to. He wasn't running on a high because he had to do the West Side Story remake. Like he had to write about that, and then he saw the Matrix.
When are they not going to stop making West Side
So
Story?
basically, Warner Brothers has like 2 failed movies again this month. Like, you know, yeah, it's just. Oh,
they
well.
should just have a panel of fans.
See, this is why Discovery is going to fix them, because they need to have the Disney mindset that, like, when you bring back these iconic characters, you don't do what they do in comic books and, like, belittle them and make them look like jokes, because there are fans of these characters that want to see them do well and want them to behave the way they did. Can you imagine if they brought Tobey Maguire back and they made him, like, a sniveling weakling compared to Tom Holland? Or Andrew Garfield, they just had him, like, sit around all emo in the corner, because that's how somebody, like, interpreted him, like, for the modern age compared to when he first appeared. Like, if they, like, were really bad with those characters, or Doc Ock was just kind of, like, having post-traumatic stress from drowning or something like that, you know, instead of acting how he was while he was fighting Spider-Man, and then like transported and fighting a new Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, we know. I mean, everyone's seen Doc Ock in the trailer, so
yeah, exactly.
He's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, Doc Ock was cool. So I'm just saying that's the mindset that Warner Brothers needs to have when they revive these franchises. Just like, did you hear all the cameos that are going to be in the Flash movie? Supposedly Henry Cavill's involved. You've got Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot, Linda Carter. You have some of like the people that were in Smallville, some of the people that did like the Lois and Clark thing, like some of the ones that are still alive. They're going to show all kinds of different aspects of the multiverse, and then they're just going to like retcon everything. Like, basically, from what it sounds like, is they're doing what happened at the end of Crisis of Infinite Earths, where it just becomes one world. And now that pretty much confirms it, because Keaton is going to be Batman in the Batgirl. But yet, it's the same Commissioner Gordon from Ben Affleck. It's the same world. It's just a different Batman. So, like, they're going to take which their complaint was Ben Affleck was too old to play Batman, right? So now they're getting a guy who's in his 70s, when Ben Affleck was only in his, like, early 40s, mid-40s, and they used the oldest Batman.
So they Morpheus.
So then they Morpheused him. But old. It would be like old Morpheus.
They Brendan Frasered him.
It would be fine. I wouldn't have a problem with it if the people had the same courtesy that they did for Doc Ock and Green Goblin and Electro, and you know, they treat their legacy characters with respect and honor, and they know that when fans want to come to theaters to see their heroes, that their heroes don't suck. You know?
There's absolutely no reason Ben Affleck can't continue to be Batman. It's absolutely ridiculous that they
got rid of him. Basically, I'm calling it right now. The Flash movie is going to introduce a new Justice League. The multiverse is going to be destroyed because Barry's going to turn evil, and another Barry's going to have to stop him. And then, just like they did in the 90s, they're going to create a singular Earth. It'll be called New Earth. I'm serious.
I'm going to the movie theater.
I'm serious.
We're going to go watch the Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring this giant poster, and I'm going to write, should have been Ben Affleck, and I'm going to set it down next to the huge movie poster in the theater and walk away.
Should have been Ben Affleck.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm excited for the Batman movie, though.
No, it should have been Ben Affleck.
I'm just saying, though, that's what I see them doing.
The poster.
Because, I mean, think about it. Like, they bring in all these cameos, like cameos, not like full roles.
I'll go to the Matrix movie, but I won't even watch it. I'll just write, why is Lawrence Fishburne in this? I'm not watching this. I'm getting a refund.
Boycott for Lawrence Fishburne.
I'm getting a refund.
Boycott!
No, I am boycotting it. I could easily go.
Actually, you could just watch it on HBO Max.
I'm not going to. That's what a boycott is.
Oh, yeah.
If I give it a view, then it's not boycotting it.
Yeah.
You don't want to give it a view.
Yeah, I know.
Just like I didn't watch the 2016 Ghostbusters. I've never watched it.
There was no 2016 Ghostbusters.
Oh, right.
It doesn't exist.
I don't know why I keep thinking
I don't know. You must be from another world where it happened, and I feel so bad for you, but it's not acknowledged in this universe.
It. To boycott it means I'm not giving it a view. I'm not letting HBO Max count that as a view.
If it still existed, there would be, like, I don't know, like, it would appear in Ghostbuster collections, and Ghostbuster fans would talk about it. Like, most Ghostbuster fans just ignore that it happened. Like, exactly. There was something that released, it alienated everybody, and it gave us Afterlife, and it's never been released in any Ghostbuster collections for reasons unknown. And I love the people on Twitter when they're like, I don't understand, you have this amazing Ghostbusters collection, why don't you have what was it called? It wasn't called Afterlife, it was called it doesn't matter. But I love the responses. Like, the fans, like Ghostbuster fans, go up to the people that enjoyed the 2016 movie, and they're like, I'm sorry, what is 2016 Ghostbusters? The last movie that came out was in 1989, and now we have this great 2021 movie. There was no there was
no idea what you're talking
and then
about.
one person went up to one of the actresses or whatever, and they said, there was this really amazing 90s series called Extreme Ghostbusters, but I mean, that's really all that happened. And then some people are like, oh, but you're forgetting the 2009 Ghostbusters video game that's technically Ghostbusters 3. And they're like, oh, that's correct. So they're saying that the video game is, you know, more. And here's the funny thing: in this collection that's coming out, that's like $100 or something like that, they actually have a documentary for the Ghostbusters video game included as one of the DVDs.
Oh my god!
The video game documentary is in the collection.
They get a documentary on the video game.
That is hilarious. That is Sony being like, it never happened. Sony is including it in their collection. That is funny.
Thanks for the super chat, Trayvon.
Thank you, Trayvon. That is hilarious.
Trayvon says, "What is 2016 Ghostbuster? I've never heard of it."
I don't know. I mean,
I'm sorry, I was mistaken. There wasn't a
few
Ghostbusters
small angry voices on Twitter really believe that it happened. I honestly think that they.
That was my mistake, Trayvon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think they're.
Thanks for the super chat.
I think they're being Mandela affected. Or Mandela, what is it? Mandela affected, yeah.
It's when you have a misremembered memory.
Yeah, they're misremembering something. Yeah, exactly.
It's a psychological problem. They probably got in a car accident and thought something happened.
I mean, head trauma is not something to laugh at, though. Yeah, I feel bad for them, but yeah, I mean, this universe never had anything like that. I mean, I know. I know that Ghostbusters 2 wasn't the greatest movie, but I mean, you know, Afterlife is, you know, pretty good.
They all have a collective misremembered.
Yeah, maybe they're mistaking it for like that Ghostbusters video game. That 2016 Ghostbusters video game was pretty terrible. And, you know, it had male and female Ghostbusters, but the story was just so bad.
Yeah, there is such a thing as like collective insanity or collective hallucination.
Oh my gosh. I feel so bad. But I mean, again, it is Twitter, so. Yeah. Now, does aerial attacks work on all enemies, or just... I haven't really... I'm like, kind of like Shoryuken... Shoryuken! These guys. I ate the pot stickers. I thought they were good. Father? I am not your father. I am not your father. I have no living children. Sorry, that's dark. I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh wait, yes I do.
Are you forgetting your child, Zelda?
Stop saying that cat is a... Oh, Amber.
She's your fur child.
Stop it! You're making this weirder. Super weird. Yeah, but anyway, back to my like little Batman rant. If Batman is not treated with respect, and it's not like what Marvel shows can be done with their legacy characters and people that appeared in movies like prior to, you know, No Way Home, if they ruin Keaton and they just use him as kind of like they're trying to use his celebrity image to get people to come to the box office, and then they smear him in the movie, I'm gonna be super angry.
But didn't they do that by putting... no offense, but didn't they do that by putting, what's the guy's name? Oh my gosh.
Who?
Who's the guy who plays Batman, the animated series Batman? Oh my god.
That was the CW!
What was the guy's name? Oh my god.
Kevin Conroy? Yeah, they ruined Kevin Conroy.
Didn't they take Kevin Conroy's celebrity image and use it to promote Batwoman and then make him look really weird in the show?
It was actually supposed to be Keaton. Keaton said no. Keaton's publicist like saw the script and he was like, yeah,
so
no.
Keaton said no to that, but...
Yeah. He must have said yes to a lot of money. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe he got in financial debt and he needed
No,
this.
no, the man is not in financial debt. He's a very, like, I may not agree with him politically, but he's very smart. Like, he's invested into a factory that builds, like, eco-safe buildings that lower, like, carbon emission and things like that. He builds apartments. He's like Bruce Wayne. He builds, like, special apartments that are energy efficient for people that can't afford proper housing. Like, he's been very good with his money. Like, he is Bruce Wayne. Like, he's a philanthropist, which a lot of Hollywood people aren't. Like, he literally owns a construction company in Pittsburgh that, like, he's made a lot of movies, like, for, like, the Pittsburgh steel industry and stuff, like, in the 80s. Like, he's a Pittsburgh native. So, I mean, he actually helps people. And he says he loves his Batman role, but, like, he always said that he would never come back if they're going to mistreat his Batman character, but
I'm not like you.
it's a totally different landscape now that I don't know if he enjoyed The Last Jedi, or he doesn't really watch a lot of movies, so, you know, I don't even think he was a Star Wars fan. But
So he doesn't know what they can do to
no, he doesn't know what they can
He
do
doesn't
to
know what Hollywood is like right now.
No, in fact, I can see Keaton going to the No Way Home movie with his, like, grandkids or something, then seeing and walking out of the theater and be kind of like, that's not what the Flash movie's going to be at all. That's not the stuff I filmed. Uh-oh. Well, it was a paycheck. Let's work on Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
You know? But, I mean, he was super selective of the roles, and now it's like they're just going to have him cast in... This is just his first announcement that he's going to be in Batgirl. He's going to appear in other movies, like, for DC.
So are you saying he's going to be Kara's butler, or, like...
I think Kara's going to, like, who's this guy? Wait, Taskmaster?
Finally, face.
Huh? What's going on?
Not for long. Take him down.
Why am I fighting Taskmaster?
You can try.
Oh, gosh.
No, Luke, whatever happens, just know. You know...
Marvel did it better, I know.
No, just, you know, Keaton is Keaton. Keaton Batman is a character that you love. Just because Keaton messes up doesn't mean you have to hate the Batman.
Oh, I will never hate the
Batman
classic.
that he played.
I will never hate the classic
He did a great
Keaton
job then.
Batman. But I don't like the... If the comics for the 89, like, Batman comics are any indication of how Keaton is going to act in live action, I'm kind of terrified because the 89 comics were terrible.
Thanks for all the super chats, guys. We got a couple super
Oh,
chats.
thank you for the super chats. I appreciate it. I mean, I stopped talking about the Keaton lore stuff because the books are just so bad.
Who's playing Kara, the girl that was cast?
Yeah, they officially her what do they call it? The official press listing went out, and it has the name of the characters.
The Hispanic girl's gonna play.
She's Kara.
Kara, and she's gonna play in that weird suit where she doesn't have a skirt. And
Yeah.
It's like a bodysuit.
Yeah, she's not playing Laura Lane Kent. She is she's Kara. Like, I knew she was gonna be Kara. I told people she was gonna be Kara. People are like, no, you're just...
Who's Laura Lane?
Laura Kent is Superman and Lois is... Yeah, Superman and Lois's girl from another dimension. So instead of having... Or, sorry, another universe. So instead of having
It's not
Jonathan,
it's not
they
Superman.
had Laura.
Oh, it's not Superman's daughter, it's Superman's cousin.
Right, it's Superman's cousin. It's gonna be... And she might be the cousin of Henry Cavill or, like, Christopher Reeve or something like that. Although, apparently... Like I said, there's going to be lots of cameos. They're trying to, because they're still doing like some type of shooting or something, like to fit in as many cameos as possible now. Because this is the thing, Marvel, when they do stuff, I'm going to give Marvel props, okay?
They plan it out.
They planned it out, and they had a good director and a good script writer to do No Way Home. You cannot just blindly bring in cameos for beloved characters and actors and give them terrible dialogue or treat their characters with disrespect, because it is going to tick off the fans and it's not going to help your movie do well. Like, I guarantee you, like, the Spider-Man movie is going to make close to $2 billion. Easily. Like, it's already dwarfing the Avengers movie.
Be careful of who you say is or is not in that movie.
Oh, I'm not under NDA.
I know, but people don't want to.
Oh, people don't want spoilers. Well, I mean, you should tell these older actors to get off their Facebook and Instagrams and other things, because they're, like, listing credit rolls and things. Yeah. Yeah. But everybody's talking about Spider-Man. Nobody cares about the Flash thing right now.
Says they have to be drunk, says Trayvon. Probably Trayvon. Thank you, Trayvon, for the super chat.
Because that's the difference between Sony and DC and Warner Brothers, and this is why I really hope that before the Flash movie releases, that when Discovery gets control of Warner Brothers in May, that they can do something to fix either the Batgirl movie that's in production, because if it's going to be Keaton, then it needs to be Keaton Batman the way he's supposed to be. It needs to be like how we saw him in Batman Returns and Batman, you know, kind of like afraid of his own shadow, but also like a menacing character.
Thank you,
Not
Trayvon.
a joke.
Yep, they probably are drunk. I agree, Trayvon. Yep, definitely Trayvon. Thank you, Trayvon. You're amazing. Thank you.
And the only reason I'm speaking out is because of the supposed mistreatment of Neo in the Matrix movie. That's gonna tick off a lot of like Neo fans.
I'm not even watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm a super... I was a fan of the first movie. I'm not gonna watch the Matrix movie. And I would have definitely watched it, but I don't... Number one, they're not gonna...
And I think they did that on purpose because people... Like, Warner Brothers is thinking, oh, people like nostalgia... because they went out to see the Spider-Man movie. It's like, if people saw the Spider-Man movie and they treated, like, Doc Ock or Green Goblin or the Sandman with disrespect of how they were in their movies, people would be all over social media saying, you know, this movie, it does nostalgia wrong. Yeah. And everybody is saying that Spider-Man No Way Home is nostalgia done right. The Flash movie, if it's anything like what they did with The Matrix, supposedly... then it would be nostalgia done wrong.
Yeah, but I haven't even seen... I mean, I guess I should go see The Matrix to actually talk about it, because I haven't even seen it, so I don't even know. Like, you heard your friend talking about it, but I don't even know.
Yeah, you wouldn't shut up about it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't understand, like... I didn't even see Matrix 2 and 3, to be honest, because they were so bad. I tried to watch them, they were
Matrix
so bad.
2 and 3 were pretty bad.
Like, I couldn't even watch through them. I love
the characters,
first one.
The characters still acted the way that they did in the first one, though.
I love the first Matrix movie. The reason why is, I think... I can't really go into why I think. I think it has to do with, I really like the idea of, you know...
Oops.
I think that... and it's gonna make some people kind of upset, but I think I can relate to the Matrix a lot because it explains like how I feel about my faith and stuff, because basically he doesn't want to know the truth, but then he decides, okay, you have to make a choice. Do you want to know the truth or not?
Yeah.
You have to decide. Do you want to know the truth? You could always say no, I want to be blue-pilled, and just go back living your life. And then you just be like everyone else. Which is how I feel about my faith. And then it's like, you pick the red pill, and you decide you're going to have the truth. And then as soon as you decide that, your life starts to go crazy. And you start to realize that everything you thought you knew was a lie. Suddenly, everything is harder. Your life is extremely hard. People are always trying to hurt you, get out to get you. And it's terrifying. But then, my favorite scene in the original Matrix movie... is he throws up and he's like, I want to go back. He wants, he wants to go back.
How do we beat him? Like, and what is a teleporter enemy? Does anybody know what a teleporter enemy is? Because I have to beat those guys too. I don't.
But like, why I like the Matrix is like, he wants to go home. He wants to not know the truth anymore. He would rather not. No, he would rather be like everyone else and not know the truth.
Well, basically, in the other movies...
And that's exactly how I feel sometimes in my own life. I wish I could just be like everyone else.
Neo embraced his godhood, but also he wanted to change both the Matrix and the living world. Because he wanted... There were humans that were going to be trapped in the Matrix forever anyway, and he wanted to make things better for them. And then at the end of the movies, after his sacrifice, like after he dies for the world, both the human world and the digital world... The architect and some other like computer AI, they get together and like they have a truce, like where they are basically not going to use humanity as like a food source, and they're going to try to, you know,
It's such an interesting movie because it's like you're pitting two different things. You're pitting like knowing the truth and how it feels to know the truth versus living a lie. And then you're also like, at the same time, you're also talking about the idea of what if we made robots, but in the end, instead of us using them to do our dishes, they ended up using us as batteries. I
mean, that sounds like iRobot. That's that Will Smith movie.
That is so interesting because in reality, like, at some point, you could have robots and eventually... they could get the idea that instead of you using them, they could use you. You know,
yeah, that's terrifying.
Like, that actually could happen. But it's interesting that they actually put them in a sleep, and then they're just hooked up to the machines thinking that they're thinking that they're alive, but really they're dead. And then it's like where the faith thing comes in, where you think you're alive, but you're really dead. and you have to like wake up from that.
Yep.
It's like so interesting. It's just so like there's so much to it. There's so like cool phrases and stuff like this where there's so many little Easter eggs in the original. It's just so interesting. So I just love watching the movie like over and over again. I think it's so cool. Like, it's one of the coolest movies I've ever seen.
The first one is really good.
Like,
the other one's
I don't.
meh.
But
Although the second one wasn't as bad.
the reality is that Neo actually has something in him that he can break through both realities, like of the Matrix and of reality. Like there's something where he can walk between two worlds, and he is different than everyone else. And what's her name? Trinity. She does not have that ability, but she has like spiritual insight or like special sixth sense where she can tell that he has that. That's why she's always hanging around and giving him soup, and she knows he's special. So that's why I feel like
she believed in him.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel like if she becomes, she knows that he was more special than her, so she was trying to help him because she could tell something was different about him. So that's the whole thing. Like if they make her the one or whatever, the Jet Li one or whatever, then the whole thing of her like helping him along and waiting for him this much, because she was training for so long before she found him, before he woke up. So she was waiting for him so long. And everyone was waiting for him so long when he finally came. It doesn't make any sense. Why would, if she could have been the one the whole time, then why were they waiting for him then? It just doesn't make any sense.
Right. So I mean,
that's why it makes all the other movies worthless. It just negates everything that happened.
But this is just what you know. One of our critic friends have said. So I mean, he didn't like the movie.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, just the idea without even seeing it, it feels weird that she would be the one. I mean, I don't even care if it's a girl or a guy. Like, even if it was another guy that they said was the one, it still wouldn't make any sense because they already said Neo was the one, so how could somebody else be the one? There's not two.
Well, there's been other ones, but she was just it's hard to explain.
That's weird.
There's a lot of stuff in that movie supposedly that new Matrix fans are gonna love it, just like, you know how there was a new Disney trilogy and people were like, they didn't care that the old characters were basically like cast aside. So basically, the old characters are there to prop up the new characters. That's more or less what's happening.
I'm not like that. I don't like that kind of thing. I like my sagas or my stories to have a beginning and an end and a point, and a one hero or like a band of heroes.
How am I supposed to fight this guy? He's wrecking me!
They set out to do something and they accomplish it, and then they... And
oh gosh!
Like, why... But that's why I don't like... That's why I like in Sentai where all of the Rangers come together and they work together. Like,
and they're all equal.
Yeah, they're all equal. That's why I don't like that whole idea of the newer characters being more OP than the last. That's really disrespectful.
That's kind of something they finally did away with, because when Jason came back for the last Power Rangers like team up thing, like he was able to be on par, if not, you know, just as strong or stronger than the original guys. Like he could team up with them and his other Ranger team, no problem. And it wasn't like they weren't holding the other guys back. They also brought their Megazord in. Like, which, it was like one of the first times that I remember in a team-up, the classic Rangers actually having Megazords too. Usually they just prop up the new guys and they're like, oh yeah, the new guys have their Megazord because they're the star and the other guys not so much. But, you know, the classic ones brought in their Megazord and they teamed up. And that was awesome. I mean, even though it's not as good of a team-up as the original Super Sentai version... Oh no!
It's like
this is hard.
It's like modern movies don't have respect for older characters, which is a really, really, really bad trend, because it's like you're saying everyone who came before you did nothing.
Yeah, it's since been deleted, but there was somebody bragging that like the Flash movie follows the same cues as like basically what they did with the Matrix, and that got some people upset. And you know, then the press thing leaked. I think it was like 24 hours ago. The press sheet leaked with the names of the characters, like Sasha playing Kara and Barry playing different versions of the Flash. Like, the whole plot... Well, not the whole plot. Some of the stuff is leaked, like that Barry is going to be the villain of the movie. So there's no Reverse Flash. There's Barry, and then other Barry. And the one Barry you think is good is actually the one who's destroying the multiverse.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's like they're trying to be like,
Who's
it's
the
basically
villain now?
it's basically like they're doing the Doctor Strange movie. If you think about it, because Doctor Strange is going to fight a villainous version of himself, like from the What If world. I think.
Yeah. Sonic Cody says, when has Batman been? This was a super chat from a while ago. When has Batman been treated with disrespect? Not including Batman and Robin. We weren't talking about times when he's been treated with disrespect.
We're talking
about he's going to be.
Yeah, he might be.
The upcoming movie, it's very possible Keaton Batman will be treated with disrespect. However, I do feel like...
Meaning how his character was. Like, his character won't be as cool as he was, and they're just like in The Last Jedi, when journalists say a movie is using story beats or ideas like The Last Jedi, you know it's going to suck. So the fact that a lot of people who like the Matrix movie are praising it the way they praised The Last Jedi, which was basically like how Luke Skywalker had his role diminished and he was no longer a hopeful character. He was this bitter, like, non-recognizable. That's why fans call him Jake Skywalker, is because he wasn't Luke. It was like he was an alternate version of the character that Mark Hamill spent decades building up in books and video games and all this other stuff. He was unrecognizable to true fans of Star Wars. But new people were like, oh, there's this old character that was in those movies, and now he's drinking blue milk and acting like a douche.
Yeah, I can't think of a time Batman was completely disrespected. However, I can think of a time when Superman was disrespected. And that would be the Supergirl show.
He was disrespected in Whedonverse, or Whedon, when he gave him, like, the CGI mustache. And, like, had him say some really cheesy lines, and even Henry Cavill doesn't like...
Are we talking about Superman?
Yeah, the theatrical Justice League, he doesn't like it. Henry Cavill hates it.
I mean, Superman has been disrespected a lot, but I feel
Did you know that he didn't show up for most of the press tour after he was allowed to be on the press tour? Like, Cavill just didn't... He didn't show up for, like, most of the stuff that he could have. It was the press tour... Like, after, like, the spoiler happened...
He was just, like,
he was...
goodbye.
You know, he very rarely showed up. He could have, though, like, according to, like, what people said, like, he had the ability to show up if he wanted to. He just didn't want to. Just like Affleck, after a while, after the first week the movie was out, the press tour basically consisted of Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, and Cyborg eventually stopped doing it, too. Like, Ben Affleck and Cyborg dropped out just as fast as Henry Cavill when the movie just started to tank.
I feel like...
And it was just mostly, if you go back and you watch a lot of the press stuff, like in the later things, it was Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, and Josh Whedon.
I don't really know what to say about Gal Gadot because she did the really great Wonder Woman movie. And then she did Wonder Woman 1984, and if she would have said, "Oh, I don't know how this movie turned out. Maybe it wasn't one of my best, but sorry guys, I tried."
Yeah.
If she would have said that, I would have had more respect for her. But the fact that she was just like, "This was a fantastic movie and it was really great," it kind of made me lose respect for her because I feel like she can't tell the difference between a good movie and a bad one. So that kind of makes me worried.
I'm worried because I can't beat Taskmaster. Can the chat tell me what I'm doing wrong, honey? Because I fought this guy, like, this is my third attempt.
You got another super chat that said, today I got blocked. Okay, so thank you for the super chat, Sonic Cody, a lot.
Oh.
And you got a super chat from David Bofas says, today I got blocked on Instagram. It happens to me every month.
Who did you get blocked by?
Well, hopefully, I mean, we didn't block anyone,
I didn't block anybody on
But
Instagram.
if you got blocked by somebody else, sorry about that. Sorry if somebody blocked you on Instagram, and thank you so much for the super chat, David Bofa. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I still think that they're basically, in order for them to, like, basically silence the voices that want restore the Snyderverse and bring back Henry Cavill and all this other stuff, they're gonna have to basically destroy the universe where Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are in. Because that's the only way. They're going to introduce a new Justice League, which is fine. I do have some good news, though. Originally, Blue Beetle was going to be just on HBO Max. I'm happy to tell people if they didn't know this, because not a lot of press is talking about this, but it's real. Blue Beetle will actually be in theaters. It's going to be a theatrical release, meaning it's getting a bigger budget, and it is going to be in the movies, or like at the theaters, 2023, I believe. Like spring or summer of 2023, Blue Beetle will actually be in theaters. Batgirl is still going to be an HBO Max movie, but Blue Beetle will be in theaters.
Oh, thank you. Geosworld says,
which is cool.
You guys know Boba Fett is coming out in Fortnite on December 24th.
I was hoping the Matrix characters were going to come out.
All right, thank you, Geosworld.
But I don't know if the Matrix characters are going to be.
Hello, Sammy Bear. Hello, Joseph West. Hi, Richard Taylor. Geos. Hi, Austin Green. Great to see you, Brandon Williams and Ruben.
How do I beat this guy?
Jamarlin says, make sure you don't have any skill points unspent. Hello, Ryoko.
Why is you able to do my move?
Hi, Gaming K. Hi, Zachary. Hey, Anna Sensei.
Yeah, how will I be fine? Do you see me like getting like the Taskmaster is destroying me?
Architect and Oracle says Droggle. I loved the Matrix trilogy. It's awesome, says Sammy Bear. That's good.
I only like the first one. I like the fights in the second one, but the thing that I didn't like about the Matrix movies is when they're like, you know, outside of the Matrix.
I didn't really understand what was happening after the first one because
they were in the real world.
The first one was so interesting, and then after that, I had no clue what was going on.
They were in the real world, a lot of it, and then the Matrix was kind of secondary.
Everything made sense in the first Matrix movie. It was like, okay, there's robots eating your brain, like they're sucking your energy from your body. You're underwater, but you think that you're really, you know, working and doing your life. And, like, they're really just using you, and you're basically in kind of like a living, as what I thought of it, kind of like a living Hades, like, nightmare thing. But you think that you're in a good place, but in reality, you're in a nightmare. So it's like you wake up with the pill, and then you realize, oh my gosh, I'm being used, and I'm really... So that was, like, really interesting. And then after that, it was just a bunch of people jumping around on rooftops. I thought they were going to be dark and weird again. But no, they just had people with dreadlocks jumping around.
That's the cool...
And I didn't know what was happening.
You're describing that's the third movie.
This doesn't make any sense at all.
The guy with dreadlocks are the people that Morpheus destroys.
I didn't understand what was going on.
They were hunting
But
Neo's
there was
people.
no Matrix or no real world or no people. I didn't understand. I was like, this has nothing to do with the first movie at all. I don't even know what's happening.
The Matrix is more in the third movie than it is in the second. Like, and also Neo has those awesome fights against the agents.
After
Agent
the first
Smith.
movie, I could understand everything that they were talking about in the first movie, and in the second and third, I was like, they just were making up terms as they went along. Oh, that's the blah blah blah. It's the special, you know, blah 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 that does this. We have to be really quiet around it. It was like they were making up the script as they were going on.
Yes!
I was just like, this
oh my gosh,
doesn't make any
that was
sense.
satisfying. Woo!
Sorry.
Okay. Nope, cutscene. Shh.
You're still too late.
Upload initiated. Luckily, I can improvise.
No!
You backed the wrong side, Masters. Hope the paycheck was worth it. Send a message to AIM with love from S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Maybe I'll try to give The Matrix 2 and 3 a chance. Hopefully it won't be as bad as the new one coming out. I'm sure this one will be bad. That's the great thing about watching modern movies, is you can always go back and watch old, terrible movies, and they're not as terrible anymore compared to the new ones that are coming out.
Yep.
You're just like, oh, compared to 2016 Ghostbusters, Daredevil isn't that bad.
Yeah, but I'm actually, I mean, I wish they would actually update the trailers. I'm pretty sure in January they're going to update the Spider-Man trailers with the other characters that are in the movie, and then people will be able to talk more freely about it, because there's so much I want to say that I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I want to talk about, I mean, we are doing videos, just so you guys know. We're doing a post-game, or not, oh my gosh. We're doing a post-credit scene video tomorrow. That'll be going up, I think at 3 o'clock, and it'll be talking about the post-credit scene for, I can't tell you, But the post-credit scenes from No Way Home, we're doing a video on that. And then after that, there is a discussion video talking about what happened to the villains at the end of No Way Home. And then another Spider-Man video talking about what is going to happen to the Spider-Man movies. Like, what direction is Sony going? Because there's a Marvel direction, and there's a Sony direction. There's a Sony-verse, and there's the MCU. So who's going to be Spider-Man in the Sony-verse might surprise you. And we're going to have a video on that discussing, like, all the possibilities because some actor has come forward and said that they're interested, and Sony has expressed interest. The only people are worried that Sony might jump the gun too much.
May I say something? So there were international trailers where they showed basically all of the people that were going to be in the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. They
did do that.
But in America, they showed very few people. They showed Doc Ock was going to be in it. They showed Green Goblin was going to be in it. So in our theaters, they only probably showed 2 people out of like 7 or 8 people that were going to be in it. So, you know, we can't talk about it because it's just complete spoilers. So there's no way we can't talk about it until everyone has seen the movie. So it's very frustrating because we would really like to discuss like the future of where Spider-Man is going and stuff.
We're used to
So we're probably going to do some spoiler videos where we will say spoilers in the video and we will talk about what's happening. So you guys will just have to watch
tomorrow.
You guys will see that we're probably coming tomorrow.
Post-credits tomorrow, 3 o'clock.
You guys will probably just have to either spoil yourselves by watching the video, or you will have to go to the movie theater soon so you can actually put our video on watch later, on a watch later list for yourself.
Oh no, don't do that. Watch later is bad.
Really?
Yeah, if YouTube, like if you put there's a glitch that if you put videos on watch later, it can actually get your video, like the creator's video, erased.
Why?
I don't know, it doesn't work. It also doesn't notify you when stuff happens.
Why would they even make that thing of watch later?
I don't know, there's lots of problems with YouTube.
Alright, so don't click watch later. Put it in a playlist.
Yeah, playlists are good. More playlists, the better.
Spidey's videos to
in fact,
watch when I have time.
The more if 100 people would make a playlist for whatever series we're doing, we would actually pop up in the search engine. This is something Google told me recently. Ah, my leg's spamming. My leg's spasming! My bad leg is spasming.
So yeah, Luke is, it's killing Luke to not talk about it.
No, I knew Gold Ranger was in Battle for the Grid for 3.5 months, and I kept that secret, and I've still kept the secret that, you know, that one lady, RPM Silver, was supposed to be in the original game. She's still not in it because Enway explained it to me that every character that has a stage would be a playable character. To this day, RPM does not have a representative in Battle for the Grid, yet they have a stage. Because they were supposed to have a character. There was also supposed to be a stage for Dino Charge. And they still don't have a Dino Charge rep. When it was was supposed to be Coda, or it was supposed to be the purple girl.
Jamarlin is saying go to the harm room.
Harm room? What does the harm room mean?
I don't know, isn't that the practice room?
Are you talking about the Spider-Man practice room?
That's what I thought.
Okay.
I don't know, but I don't know if that's what Jamarlin is saying. We can find those enemies. I don't know.
Okay.
Are we gonna have any community streams this week? I don't know.
Probably at the 26th.
Because I mean,
Amber needs a break.
This is Christmas week.
We have VODs for you guys. We have some streams, like we have some fun holiday entertainment for you guys planned, like we do for every Christmas.
Like, basically, Christmas is kind of stressful for me, so it helps me to just sit and watch a movie sometimes. And
yeah, Amber wants to watch a movie. She also has plans for Christmas dinner that, you know,
I have to cook some of my Christmas dinner tomorrow. Because
the turkey could go bad and make us sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because turkey, believe it or not,
thank you guys for wanting to.
But I mean,
think community streams, and we'll be able to do it next week.
Think of it this. You guys, there's tons of Spider-Man stuff happening right now. You know, you get an awesome Spider-Man discussion video tomorrow because everybody was like, why did you guys not talk about the post-credit scene? Because it's kind of a big deal. Why didn't you talk about it? It's like we're saving that for a video for tomorrow, obviously. And then we have a video after that, what happened to the villains. And then we have a video discussing all the announcements that happened today between Spider-Man actor and some other crazy rumors that are going around based on... And, I mean, I can't say a lot, but I can tell you the leaks for the characters that were in the movie that turned out to be true is the same leaker that's saying that Sony wants to make a certain sequel or have a certain Spider-Man fight Venom. The credibility of this leaker is very credible in terms of the film universe. They're also very good when it comes to DC leaks. And, you know, a couple YouTubers have made some videos, and there's some, like, news posts about, like, some stuff. Because Sony's not really being gun-shy. In fact, after Christmas, they might actually make an announcement for the direction of their Sonyverse. Because Tom Holland is not the Spider-Man for their Sonyverse. He's the MCU Spider-Man, which is very apparent at the end of this movie. You know, he's going to be showing up in the MCU for quite some time. Sony... or rather, the MCU does not have the rights to other Spider-Man properties, like Venom and Morbius and some other series that we can't talk about. So, lots of fun things to discuss soon. I hope you guys will enjoy that. And I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, but there's... If you're a Spider-Man fan, not only is Across the Spider-Verse something to look forward to, there's a lot coming for Spider-Man.
Savon says, I think it would be cool if we got a superior Spider-Man video game. And little cute heart emojis with K-Wife hearts.
That would be interesting.
That would be a cool Spider-Man game.
I never liked Superior Spider-Man because he was Doc Ock with Peter's body and it was creepy.
Yeah. United Thrive says Sony should keep the rights to Spider-Man.
Sony does have the rights to Spider-Man. Yeah, they're sharing the rights to Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU. They have... Nah, you're gonna make me say things.
There are a lot... I mean...
There's a lot going on that we can't talk about until the official video. So... I don't want to accidentally spoil it here because, you know, this video does not have spoilers, like, listed in it. It's...
I mean, so far we can talk about the past, the whole, like... Tom Holland, I think, was allowed to be Spider-Man in the MCU. So, like, Marvel had to pay Sony money for that or something.
They're doing equal stuff, but they don't have to share the film rights with their Sonyverse. So they can do... Marvel... It's very tricky because this is... I can't believe that this was real, but it turns out it's really in the books for Sony and Marvel.
So...
That Sony owns the film rights to Spider-Man. They are sharing the film rights with Marvel Studios and Disney for the Tom Holland version of Spider-Man. But all the other versions of Spider-Man, Venom, Amazing... Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Morbius, the Sinister Six movie that they were planning. Sony owns exclusive rights to that, and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, Dance97.
If they wanted to.
Dance97 says Sonic Colors is coming to the Switch. Yeah, Dance, we actually did play
we did Sonic Colors.
We did some videos on that. I think it came to the Switch a little bit ago.
It came to the Switch quite a while ago, yeah.
Oh, a few months ago.
Yeah.
I know Marvel's doing a great job, says Zachary.
Yep, Marvel's doing a good job.
Yeah, they have done a better job than DC with organizing their superheroes together.
I'm gonna be crying in the theater if the Flash movie isn't as good as No Way Home. If they belittle like some of these icons that they're bringing back for cameo roles, and
they should just, after Zack Snyder did the
if they do the 2016 treatment of the Flash,
I don't know what to say.
I'll be sad.
Zack Snyder did the Snyder Cut. It released.
It did well.
It was better than anything I've ever seen from DC in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably the best DC movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was everything I ever wanted. So, like, I'm sorry, but they have to be idiots.
Yeah,
like,
but here's the thing.
DC has to be morons not to hire Zack Snyder for all of their movies from now on.
Discovery is fans of the Snyderverse. But I told you that Warner Brothers was going to do... They were going to put whatever project and get it into production before Discovery comes in. In fact, that one guy that's making the Black Superman movie, like the one who was going to replace Henry Cavill or whatever.
Yeah.
He has until the end of December to like drop his script, because if he waits until 2022, like the rights are going to run out. Like they won't be able to do that version of Superman. The cool one, the Val Zod movie with Michael. Michael and his team has already turned in their stuff. Like it's already ready to start like.
Yeah, because he wants it to actually be based on a real
pre-production or whatever it's called. But Quixotes or whatever is that polarizing guy. He still hasn't released his like basic script yet, and the time is ticking. Like if they're gonna make this movie that they we're gonna reboot Clark Kent or whatever, like they literally have until the end of December to get it in, and they have not, according to a lot of Superman sources, they haven't yet. And it's like they haven't even put in like a rough draft of the script or the plot, just that it was gonna be Black Clark Kent.
Yeah, that's all they
have.
Like, it'll be Clark Kent, but he'll be black. And then
but Michael B. Jordan and his team are already ready. They have an idea. They've got, what they're doing with Val Zod. HBO Max is on board. So, I mean, that is definitely happening, and that's something to be pretty excited about. But I really don't want Quixotes, because he's terrible, and he's a very bad... He doesn't understand Superman at all. Like... It would be a very polarizing and politically charged movie. It would basically besmirch Superman. Like, it would be terrible.
Basically alienating people.
It would alienate a lot of people. Especially when the world's starting to heal again. It would just be bad. Whereas Michael B. Jordan's Superman is actually going to be a fun thing. Based on the Val Zod Superman and a whole nother Earth and everything else.
If we need more healing, Luke, should we ask Gal Gadot to sing Imagine again?
No, we don't want Gal Gadot to sing again. But yeah, I feel like this year it kind of like seeing the Spider-Man movie just kind of spoiled me to see what a studio that is capable is able to do with their legacy characters, and I just after seeing or hearing supposedly what Warner Brothers did to the Matrix characters, like the returning ones, it makes me very fearful for what they're going to do to Michael Keaton. And the fact that Michael Keaton is on board for the Flash movie, or not the Flash movie, the Batgirl thing that they just announced today, that makes me terrified that the rumors that they're going to destroy... I mean, Marvel is doing the multiverse like really well, right? So what can DC do that would be shocking? Destroy the multiverse, and that's what's going to happen. And they're probably going to have Flash do it. Like, he won't even be the Reverse Flash, because you can't do the Reverse Flash better than the TV show. They're just going to have Barry turn evil.
Great to see you. Hello, Geoswirled. Hey, Sammy Bear.
A version of Barry turn evil.
Great to see you, Zachary. Hi, Blackwing. Hello, Jamarlin and Richard Taylor, United Thrive, and Brianna and Mage Wolf, Silver Line Gaming, and everyone. JD, hope you guys are doing well. Blackwing says the multiverse is going to spoil us a lot.
Yeah,
probably.
Marvel did it right because it was nostalgia done tastefully, and it was done respectfully, and it was done amazingly.
I think that the multiverse could spoil us a lot if they do it right. But if they mess it up, it could be really bad.
I guarantee you they're going to nuke it. The only thing they can do, if they're really doing this like childish thing where they're trying to compete with Marvel, the only thing that they can do is at the climax of the Flash movie is, you know how Doctor Strange had to do something in order to shut down the multiverse from like messing with their world. I can see a version of Flash, because there's two Flashes, there's two Barry Allens. I can see one version, the good version, accidentally merging all the Earths into one, and that would explain why Batman is in Batgirl, because they've already said that Batgirl, like the director said in an interview overseas when they were doing, like, people were asking them about the Batgirl world, they said that Batgirl takes place in the DCEU, and we know for a fact that Keaton takes place in the 1989 universe, which is a separate universe. So why would Keaton be the Batman in that universe? The only way that would happen is if the Earths are merged into one.
Okay. Jamarlin has a hint for you. No, the harm room for Spider-Man. The one that says Harm Challenge 3.
Okay.
You have to complete the other harm challenges to get to it, though.
What?
Okay, thank you, Jamarlin. We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Harm Challenge 3? What's that?
Yep, thanks for helping us, Jamarlin. We'll try to find it. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that, Jamarlin. We'll try to find it.
Where do they have names for the harm challenges?
Hello, Richard says, I love the Snyder Cut. Definitely, Richard. And Blackwing says, if they do it right, but yeah, I have no hope the Flash movie is going to be good. Yeah, I think that, I hate to say this because I'm a DC fan, but I think that Marvel, with the way that they're going with the multiverse and how cool they're making Doctor Strange at this point, and Wong, and the people that work with the multiverse in the dimensional place that he works with the weird sorcery place that he works, and all the different things that we've seen or may not seen, depending if you've seen the Spider-Man movie. Yeah, like, I think if they keep going the way they're going, Marvel's going to do great with the multiverse. If they keep going the way that... The fact that... oh, wait, I can't talk about it. That part. But the way that DC's going to do it, I think they're going to mess it up. Because what I've already heard rumors of, I think DC's going to mess up the multiverse. I mean, they're already messing it up, as in they've said Ben Affleck's not going to be in it. So it's just like,
no,
already...
they haven't said Ben Affleck's not going to be in it. They said the Batman that they cast was Michael Keaton.
Honestly, I think that DC needs to know their strengths and weaknesses. Like, Marvel knows their strengths and weaknesses. Marvel doesn't have a Batman, so they don't do dark, weird, edgy movies that try to, like, shake you out of your seat and make you feel like you're terrified to go to sleep at night after the movie is over, because they don't have Batman.
Well, we'll see what that one thing is like.
But
Batman.
You know, I think that the Matt Reeves Batman movie, the way that it's going, even though it doesn't have Ben Affleck, which I would have preferred, but despite that they don't have Ben Affleck in it, I think it's still going to be really good. Like, I was shocked. The trailer actually shocked me. I was like, whoa. So I feel like if they keep doing movies in that kind of like BVS, like Matt Reeves, like really dark thing, I think that DC would do a lot better if they make their movies all more, you know, dark, but then every once in a while you can throw Superman in there to cheer everyone up. Mm-hmm. And I think that totally works. Oh. Like, I think that like the way Zack Snyder did it, where it was a completely edgy and dark, but then Superman was all bright and cheery, like, everything's fine, guys, I'm here. And everything was fine because Superman was there and he was super bright. And it's somehow Zack Snyder figured out how to make that work. And he's the only one who has really done that, because DC has no clue what they're doing. Yeah, 1 second, guys. Harm Challenge 1, you said, is what we need to do? We have to do 1 and 2 to unlock the third one. Harm Challenge... Harm Challenge 3 is what you're supposed to do. Jamarlin told you. Okay, you gotta do Harm Challenge 2? Gotta do Challenge 2. Okay, I don't have Harm Challenge Yeah, I haven't done this one yet, so I'll do this one first, because it hasn't unlocked the other Harm Room ones yet. So let's do... Wait, what happened? It's this one. Okay. So we'll go do that. Okay, so we'll do that, and then that unlocks the Harm challenges. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate that. That's really awesome. Yeah, I wanna give WB the benefit of the doubt, but until Discovery comes in, I just don't trust them. I think that they think that they can just use nostalgia the way the Marvel does, but they don't have a plan for it, they don't have a good script, and they don't have a respect for the characters that they're bringing back. Not realizing that there are millions of fans of these classic characters, and to see them done right is just going to get people to keep coming back to the theater, want to see more projects with these actors, and it's in turn going to make them more money. But I'm sorry, I'm just going to explain this, okay? Warner Brothers is more concerned about grandstanding and appeasing Twitter weirdos than they are making money at their movies. Like, they're already attacking fans over, like, the failure of West Side Story and that other movie that came out, like, what was the name of that movie? It was some musical that came out earlier this year.
And they're going to blame fans when the Matrix fails. It just, I don't know. It just, they don't have the right mindset. So Discovery is like Disney in a sense, where they want to make money and they know how to utilize their properties and their IPs and, you know, basically keep milking something until they can't make money at it anymore. The people in charge at Warner Brothers, if they were talented, then the Snyderverse would still exist. Henry Cavill would have so many Superman films lined up with cameos in Shazam and Blue Beetle, and Gal Gadot would be appearing in other people's movies, and there would be a team-up movie with Wonder Woman and Batman, or there would be a Superman and Aquaman movie, or they don't know how to use their intellectual properties, you know? There would be like a Lois Lane HBO Max show, or whatever, you know? Because Disney gave even their, like, small, lesser-known characters their own shows on Disney Plus. And these were high production value shows because they want to make money. You know? They want to treat their superheroes right, with exception to Captain Marvel and a few others. But for the most part, most of the Avengers are all done very well. And you gotta respect that. And DC, I don't know. Time will tell. I mean, they do have a plan for some stuff on HBO Max, but we'll see if it, you know, pans out. But it's taken them a long time to get a plan together. And most of that plan comes from Matt Reeves, and it's all Batman. Catwoman show, a GCPD show, a Batman animated series reboot, essentially. You know? I'm just saying. I mean, I like DC, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't like DC Comics currently, but I'm a fan of DC Comics in the past. And things like the animated series and the Arkham games and comics from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, 2000s, but not the really 2010s. I kind of... I don't really pay attention to a lot of DC stuff outside of Nightwing and a few Batman books. I don't like Urban Legends or whatever. Those books are terrible. I don't like some of the other stuff that they've done. Mostly their Elseworld stuff has been pretty good, like Batman White Knight and things like that. And, you know, their Metal line and some things, but they're kind of losing their way. They're kind of falling off the way that Marvel did, like, 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, with their all-new different line and alienating fans and stuff like that. They're following those same mistakes that eventually Marvel course-corrected. They brought back, or are bringing back, She-Hulk the way that she's supposed to look. They're treating their superheroes better. MJ and Peter are back together. There's all kinds of things that they've been rectifying because they want to make money. DC is just basically appealing to a ghost audience, we like to call it, in, you know, business. The people that don't support them but support their ideals. And those people who support their ideals don't buy their stuff. And then the fans that supported them for so long, they don't want to support them anymore. They end up boycotting their projects. And, you know, then the pros go crazy and start yelling at people and saying, consume what I tell you to consume, and then fans fight creators, creators fight fans, and it just, you know, then you just move over to manga and anime and things like that and just forget Western stuff. I did. I only really cover the Nightwing books on occasion. The Batman 89 books have been terrible. Because they're all propaganda, mostly.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go for a minute. Yeah, that was interesting what you were saying, though, Blackwing, about how you could give Batman a rest for a minute. I mean, you could say that about Marvel and Spider-Man, where they could give, Spider-Man
There's going to be a lot of Spider-Man. There's going to be a lot.
Like, I feel like, although... See, Marvel's actually giving all their characters a lot of love. All other characters, like, they have movies with other characters in them, you know. In Marvel, you know, you've got, you know, Captain America, Falcon, you've got, you know, you had the Black Panther movie, you had Thor, you had, you know, Wanda, Vision. I mean, they have been doing all of these different characters in Marvel. They've been giving light to all of the different people, and DC really hasn't been doing a good job of that. I mean, obviously, you know, Blackwing is one of his favorite characters. You know, Green Lantern wasn't even in. There was no Green Lantern in the Justice League at all.
He was cast.
It was so sorely missing that they actually had a Green Lantern in the background of the movie, but they didn't even have a person.
No, wrong. In the Snyder Cut, they cast Green Lantern. He came in, he filmed stuff. Warner Brothers said they could not use Green Lantern. They hired an actor to come in. He did the role. He made the cameo, and then they replaced him with Martian Manhunter.
But here's an interesting thing.
It happened.
Like, this is an interesting point that you have, the Blackwing, because about giving Batman a rest. See, Spider-Man is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And he's not always part of the Avengers.
No, he's Marvel's cash cow. Spider-Man is going to be a lot.
I know, but I'm just saying, if you think of Batman the way that Spider-Man is, Batman is to DC the way Spider-Man is to Marvel.
Yep.
If you think about it, Spider-Man is not always in the Avengers all the time. He's always doing his own movies. He's not always... It was shocking to see Spider-Man as, you know, being shared with Marvel in the Avengers. That was different because we were used to Spider-Man having his own movies.
Solo movies, yep.
But if you think about it, Batman is also AFK from the Justice League. If you actually watch Justice League animated series, a lot of times he just shows up when he feels like it. He's not always there.
Nope. And that makes it more interesting when he does show up.
Right. So if you're actually trying to build a DC universe, and you have all this weird stuff going on, shenanigans with Batman, who's going to play Batman, older, young, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Because he's doing his own thing. So it doesn't really matter. Batman can have his own dark movies and show up for cameos. He doesn't actually have to actively be part of building the Justice League. See,
no, he built the Justice League, then he can leave.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but you don't even have to show him doing that. I was saying you could actually start building. You could talk about how he's doing it behind the scenes, but he doesn't always have to be in every movie and every shot all the time. What I'm saying is, why not take
his presence can be felt without him being there.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, why not take, here's an idea, okay, but nobody cares. I don't work at DC, but here's my idea.
Okay.
You had John Jones in the movie. He's a military guy. He's probably a character that a lot of people can...
Wait, John Jones?
Yeah, John Jones.
He's an unmilitary guy.
He's not?
No.
He's an alien.
He's an alien.
But he could morph into anybody.
Yeah, he was playing
General
Eiling.
I feel like because he's an alien, I feel like a lot of people could, you know, he's not, I don't know why, but I just feel like he's an alien. He's like a cat. Anyone can relate to him. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
Hey.
You're doing well.
No. It did something. It did something. It says, why? Why did it do something? I don't understand. I don't get this. Web up the...
I'm not making myself very
clear. I don't understand how I did stuff.
But, like, why? Okay, didn't John Jones help build the space DC tower in the animated series? Didn't he help with that?
No, Bruce Wayne built the Watchtower.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, who are the main people that were... Okay, fine. Then I don't know anything about DC. Why don't you guys fill me in? Who are the main people that were helping set that Watchtower up?
Bruce Wayne. He paid for everything.
All right. After he paid for it, who was manning it? I thought John Jones was manning the tower all the time.
John Jones.
He doesn't have a family.
Yep.
There you go. This is what I am saying here. This is my idea. This is what I'm saying. You get John Jones, and you make a cool story about him. No Marvel fan even knows who he is, but DC fans know who he is.
That's because we had the superior Justice League animated series.
Right, that's what I am saying here. So you make Marvel fans feel like, who is this guy? Make a really great John Jones
Here's
movie.
An idea. Stop getting Hollywood directors and actually get the writers and the producers and the directors from the animated series and the Justice League thing, the cartoon, the animated series, and the movies to actually pen and, like, plot out the actual live-action universes.
But I'm just saying, like, you know how they took
It's all about the writing.
What I'm saying is, they took Iron Man, He's not Marvel's biggest property. Iron Man is just...
He was B grade.
No offense, but Iron Man is just a guy. One of the Avengers. In every Marvel thing. But somehow, magically, because Robert Downey Jr. kept going, and they had everyone with huge contracts, and they started him out as the first movie, somehow they were able to make him the person that could relate. He doesn't have to be the most powerful. He doesn't have to be the most righteous person. He doesn't have to be the most happy person. He can be a jerk. He can be weird. Whatever. It doesn't matter. He just has to know everyone else. That's the thing with DC. It doesn't matter what character they start out with. They could start out with John Jones. They could start out with John Stewart. They could start out with Wonder Woman meeting everyone. They could start out with Cyborg. They could start out with Jaime. They could start out with any character of the Justice League. Pick one of them. And then they just have to connect him to everyone else, him or her. They just have to connect that character. Like, say they did John Jones. Just have John Jones meet up with John Stewart and Wonder Woman, and then they meet the Flash later. Like, literally, like, every movie just keep branching off from the last one. Like, how hard is that?
I can already tell you what they're going to do.
You just have to tie it in with one. Like, everyone was tied into Iron Man, and it worked. So they already showed you the formula.
I'm telling you what's going to happen, though.
I'm just saying that
Warner Brothers is going to use the formula that Marvel did, where after the Flash movie, Keaton is going to be the one responsible. He's going to be the Batman that put together the Justice League.
No.
And he's going to cameo in other people's movies. I guarantee it.
I would give you...
Michael Keaton is going to be the Robert Downey Jr. of the DC Cinematic Universe. Yes, I'm telling you, that's what they're going to do.
No.
Yup.
No.
Yup.
Number one, I'll explain why.
The fact that he's in Batgirl is proof. And also, did you know that the Batgirl role that he's in, it's listed as, like, not a substantial role. So he's probably only in the movie for, like, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Like, he's not even going to be in it very long.
Why are they getting someone 90 years old? It's
70.
so ridiculous.
He's 70. He looks good for 70.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
The guy... Okay, fine. I'm not trying to be mean to you right now, Luke. But Michael Keaton was cool and edgy, whatever, in the 80s, but...
When they let him be cool and edgy.
The guy... No offense. I mean, I'm not the... You know, I'm not the most buff person either, but the guy doesn't have a chiseled chin. He doesn't look like he works out at all. He doesn't look like Batman at all. No offense, but he's not even scary, no offense. But it's just like, he's not Batman, okay? He's just not, he's 80s Batman from like an era in which...
Watch what you're saying.
I'm just saying he's
Dangerous
not Batman.
territory.
I'm just saying he just doesn't cut it now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it just is not, I cannot do this. Like, if he's Batman and he's getting the Justice League together, it's like, he's gonna be like,
He's going to be Ben Affleck's variant. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I can't do this.
He's going to take up, watch, when the world's, I'm calling it right now.
Well, is he gonna have a cane? I don't understand what's happening.
When the worlds are merged,
No.
because that's what they can't do the multiverse the way that Marvel is, like, fleshing it out. They're not going to be able to do that. I guarantee you, they're going to try to rush the multiverse in the Flash movie, and they're going to combine the Earths, all the Earths into one. The CW characters will be there, because technically the CW was the one that did the multiverse first. They did it in 2019, whereas Marvel is just getting it now in 2021. They did it with the Loki show. They did it with some stuff with, that we saw in No Way Home. And then they're going to continue doing it in 2022. But the CW was the first one to do it, as well as connect to their shared universe. Like, they had Ezra Miller show up, like, on TV. They had other, like, networks and other media. They had the Burt Ward character from the 60s who showed up and cameoed. They bridged the gap with the Batman Beyond universe. They did all kinds of stuff, like, to show that it was, like, one big multiverse. So they did it first. But instead of, like, fleshing that out in the movies, what they're going to do is they're going to 0 hour it, which is after Crisis on Infinite Earths. Barry, in order to save the universe, he had to merge all the Earths into one, which was the cost of his life. So I don't know if they're going to bring in a female Flash or what they're going to do. I mean, I could see Ezra Miller stepping aside for someone else. And they have made rumors that this is going to be the start of a new Justice League because Gal Gadot wants to be done with Wonder Woman after the 3rd movie. And, you know, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill.
They
in terms,
had them sign longer contracts.
They did sign contracts. Henry Cavill had a contract. They got him out of his contract.
Why?
Because in the eyes, I'm just going to be honest with you, in the eyes of Twitter and Tumblr, actors like Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are problematic because they are very masculine characters. They're very testosterone.
But they're DC characters. They look like comic book characters.
I don't like being interrupted when I'm
right.
on my thought.
Whatever.
So, because these characters are problematic for how people interpret like what's in the world today, they can't have actors that are like, you know, very beefy and you know, very heroic and whatever. They need to replace them with more actors that are kind of like smaller build, like Keaton and all this other stuff, because they're less imposing. I know it's stupid, but this is the reason why Henry Cavill wasn't cast as Bond either. They said he was too big and bulky and buff for the role of James Bond. You know?
This makes no sense to me at all.
This is how Twitter and these crazy people think, though. Like, there's actually no problem with having, like, a character that actually looks like the comic book counterpart. So, that is why Ben Affleck is being replaced by an aging Batman, and that is why Superman is being replaced with minorities. It's just true. Even though Michael B. Jordan is actually a pretty big guy, and he's getting in shape for the role. But the guy that Quixotes would want for Superman would probably be pretty thin and lanky the way that Christopher Reeves was. Because they want a Superman that's like that and not like Henry Cavill, because it's problematic in the world that we live in today to have these heroic figures.
If you're going to be fighting aliens from outer space, why would you want to look wimpy?
I just, because it makes people uncomfortable to see. They call it toxic masculinity. It's a thing.
It doesn't make me feel uncomfortable at all. I mean,
well, you're normal.
For me, the more muscles, the better. But I'm not allowed to say that out loud.
Right.
Like, no, it's completely fine with me. Like,
and if this video went up on if this video went up on Facebook, we'd be in serious trouble because you can't say that kind of stuff.
It doesn't make any sense.
I'm just telling you, that's why. There's no other reason why Henry Cavill could not play Superman.
How are they gonna have The Rock? He has so many muscles. What are they gonna do to him?
I mean,
shrink him with CGI.
He's a villain, and also he's not a white guy.
Oh gosh, why does it matter? What in the world is happening?
I know it's dumb, but I can't get into it any more than that. But here's the thing. Did you know that this weekend a Superman movie was trending? Like an idea that there's a director who wanted to make another Man of Steel movie, and Twitter was counteracting that by arguing that, you know, Henry Cavill had his chance to be Superman. They're more excited about the more diverse Superman coming, and they don't want the Henry Cavill idea for Superman to be made. Like, Henry Cavill's problematic. I'm just saying what Twitter says. Like, I know it's stupid, but that's what their mindset is. You can't have a Superman like Henry Cavill. Then why would they draw the character? Why would they draw the comic book characters to be so beefy? Okay, to further my point, have you seen what they did with what the new Superman looks like? Old Superman, the big buff guy, you know, American Way guy, he's not Superman. His thin, effeminate son is Superman. He is the DC Comics version of Superman, and he is nothing like his dad. He's not a macho character.
Let me just... Okay.
I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm just trying to be real here.
He was replaced.
These, like, superhero characters are supposed to be based off of, like... They're, like, literally, like, tales of people from a long time ago who were considered to be, like, supernatural, like, Greek gods and stuff. Like, falling from the sky and doing feats that they were, like, part angel, part human. So they would not even look human. Their muscles would be, like, breaking out of their shirts.
DC Comics characters are supposed to be godlike because that's how they were created.
Exactly.
But every time that they... Like, John actually looked cool last year. But the people who are writing him now, they keep making him more and more, like, less manly. They make him smaller build. They make him... You know, he's looking more like his mom than he is his dad. He's acting very emotional, unlike how his dad acted as Superman. You know, he's joining in protest. He's doing everything that Superman stands against.
Yeah, but the problem with
And he's Superman.
being emotional, the problem with being emotional is if you let your emotions take over, you can't actually get things done. You can't
Correct.
You can't think straight to take care of business when you're too busy being emotional. That's the whole.
But do you?
That's the whole point of being a superhero. You don't let your emotions get you down. You just take care of business and you get it done.
Do you understand why Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck are being replaced, though? Like,
no, I don't, because they look like comic book characters, and that there's no reason.
They look like what past comic book characters were like. Even I will tell you this: Michael Keaton's storyline in the comics is nothing like the Michael Keaton that is in the movies. Like, his role, as you keep reading the books, they make him less and less like his Batman counterpart, and they make him a weaker character.
Fine then.
It's labeled.
Fine.
It's called Batman '89. The books.
We'll all become buff then, and then there won't be any unbuffed people.
It's called Batman '89. The books, but it doesn't feature really Batman. Like, Batman, his role is lower. Even though the books are about him and it's a continuation of his story, he's being sidelined in his own books. That's why I've refused to cover it anymore, is because they're not fun reads. Like, it's even Two-Face's transformation was stupid, and how they handled it was dumb.
But everyone was extremely buff in the Justice League.
But yeah, that's why Henry Cavill wants to keep doing Superman. He's begging to play Superman. He's trending all the time, but because DC and Warner Brothers, not Discovery, those companies are listening to the idiots on Twitter, that's why Henry Cavill cannot be cast as Superman. And even The Rock, to further my point, The Rock said recently that he would love to fight a Superman, and he wants to appease the fans, but some Superman might be difficult to come back. He said that. So he knows fans want to see his Black Adam fight Henry Cavill, but he knows the studios aren't going to let that happen. So most likely, I'm just putting it out here, you'll probably see Michael B. Jordan's Val Zod fight or show up in Black Adam 2. It is still Superman.
That will still be cool, but the problem is, like, that wasn't the Superman that everyone saw in the Zack Snyder universe, so it's going to be so confusing.
But here's the thing. Discovery sees all the stuff that's happening on Twitter. They don't listen to Twitter. You know they make all kinds of weird shows to make money. Henry Cavill trends all the time. Ben Affleck is trending all the time. But until the rights are in Discovery's possession, they can't do anything until May.
Even John Jones, the alien, looked buff in Justice League. Jon Stewart was always...
Maybe Blackwing.
Jon Stewart is extremely buff? Are they gonna make Jon Stewart not be buff? Will they make a non-buff Jon Stewart when they do his movie?
I mean, Discovery, here's the thing, people. There's mummerings all over the internet about what Discovery is watching. Discovery is watching what happened with how Spider-Man No Way Home was done. And if the Flash movie doesn't do that, I don't know how they're going to do damage control. Maybe they'll have a hand in the Flash or the Batgirl movie or something. But they're paying attention to what's working and what isn't. And all these people want Superman to come back. Like, if I was an executive and I saw this guy who played Superman so many years ago, and the fans that keep wanting him, just like fans were like always hashtagging Bully Maguire and Tobey Maguire for years, hoping that he would come back and be Spider-Man in something. These same fans have been doing the same thing since Man of Steel and BVS. They have not stopped. It trends. I'm serious. Henry Cavill trends like at least 10 times a month. Like, and Ben Affleck, like Batfleck, like trends with the Batman, like all the time.
May I say something or no?
Real quick.
All right, because it takes a lot of hard work to get muscles because you have to do a lot of push-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, when your superheroes are really beefy and stuff, it shows that they train really hard. And that's the point.
But the problem is...
So if you have somebody who looks like everyone else, it shows that they didn't train it all, so that how are they going to save anybody?
I'm playing devil's advocate. Twitter feels that guys that are very masculine are toxic.
But why?
Because they don't relate to them.
Why don't they relate? They don't have a job. They don't train hard.
They don't have a father figure like that. They don't see guys like that anymore. They see guys like that as villains.
Though?
I don't know.
Know who these people are.
I don't know. This is why you don't listen to Twitter weirdos. This is because they're not real people.
But haven't they ever needed someone? They don't have someone in their family that has arm strength that can help them open a pickle jar? Because I sometimes need someone to reach the top shelf or open a pickle jar because I don't have those kind of muscles. So I see Luke as my buff superhero.
But I'm just saying, if I wasn't right in this, then Superman, like the new one, Jonathan Kent, he would start to look more like his dad. And every issue, I kid you not, from what I've seen of the solicitations, every issue he's getting smaller and smaller, and his build is getting more Christopher Reeve-like and less Superman-like. Because
what happens when
they want to have Superman be a character that looks like them, which is a guy that's not really in shape, and he's just as powerful. And the son is actually getting more powerful than the father, even though he doesn't look like a hero. Like, they're giving him all kinds of new powers and abilities, and less like a version of Kryptonite because he's half human, all kinds of stuff. They're making him better than the original so that they can prove a point that your version of Superman is wrong because of, you know, look at this. He's a token for toxic masculinity.
That's why they should put Jon Stewart from the Justice League as a movie, because he had to train so hard. And even when he fell somewhere and he was like in the trenches with a bunch of soldiers, he was helping them out because he could be in any environment. Jon Stewart could help anyone out.
You're talking about the Justice League animated series, which was penned by Dwayne McDuffie. And Dwayne McDuffie understood how to write characters, but he's sadly been gone for a very long time. But you could actually get some of the people involved that are still alive to work on like some of these film projects, but there's this mindset that because you work in animation, you can't like step into the limelight and make a live action movie, which is not true.
It would be exactly
because it's all about the writing. The writing and the storytelling and the narrative is what makes a movie really good, and the casting. If you have a terrible script and you have a great cast, the movie's gonna suck. That's just how it is. The reason why No Way Home is good is because you have great cast chemistry, but at the same time, you have an amazingly penned story. And you have a film that does justice to all the characters that are in it without it feeling like it's an overstuffed movie with tons of characters.
But I don't understand, why would they cast the characters and then fire them afterwards? I don't understand why they would cast
Their excuse is, well, BVS didn't make $1 billion, and the Justice League movie failed, so we just want to reboot everything. You know?
But we're so sick of them rebooting everything. We should just keep going with what it is.
Well, it's very interesting that when the discussions with Discovery and Warner Brothers were happening, a lot of the Discovery executives had a lot of retweets of the Snyder stuff, and they weren't retweeting any of the DC stuff that wasn't doing well. Like they didn't talk about like any of the other stuff.
I don't think that people understand that DC fans are not Marvel fans. We don't necessarily want what Marvel fans want. We don't want all new different Marvel like in DC. That's not what people want. They want their superheroes to be superheroes. We also don't want like everything to be relatable. Like I don't care if I relate. Like honestly, I don't care.
I just want good stories with good characters.
Like somebody flies in from the sky and saves like a whole village, and they're just like, yeah, I'm super amazing, and look at all these powers. It's like, whoa, that's awesome. And like that's what I want in a superhero. Like I don't care if I relate to them. Why would I care if I relate to them? Like it doesn't even make any sense to me. Why do I care if I relate to them or not? That's how I feel. Like.
Oh, and I know, guys, we've gotten a little off. I mean, this is taking a long time to do these Spider-Man things. Ultimate Spider-Man will be starting up at 10:30.
I'm sorry. I'm glad some people said they agreed. Like
oh, most of the people here agree with us, but
like,
I mean.
Well, it's just like I know you love Michael Keaton, but It's just, I don't know, they just...
I
it's
like Michael Keaton's Batman if he's done right. I could end up like, this could really ruin my my nostalgia with Keaton if he's handled anywhere near what he is in his new comics, because it's not Michael Keaton.
I just feel like DC is being super, like, I don't know.
It's all the people they employ.
It feels like they're being bipolar, because it's like, they get up, they try something, it doesn't work, and they're like, I'm gonna go back to bed and try tomorrow. It's like, dude, you can't keep doing that every day. You have to just keep going through your day. Your day's gonna suck sometimes, and you just have to keep going. You can't keep going back and restarting every time.
Well, people used to joke about
insane.
how Marvel rebooted the Spider-Man universe 3 times in 10 years. And now, like, DC is kind of like, hold my beer, because they've rebooted their DC cinematic universe. I mean, essentially, this Flash movie is, I'm sorry, it's going to be a reboot. It is.
I feel like sometimes you just have to run, like, literally, like, it's like...
Keaton's casting in Batgirl confirms it.
It's like I just watched a movie on this. I just watched this movie. They had it for $5 on My Cousin Vinny. He was doing really bad as a lawyer, but his nephew said, no, I believe in him because I know that he'll come through for me at the end, and he did. So that's what DC needs to do. Just, you know, they hired good actors. Like, they know that they have good directors and good scripts. They just need to, you know, get rid of the bad people and just, like, keep going. They have to believe in their actors and in like, you know, like, Snyder and some other people that did well for them. Like, they need to know, like, the fans will tell them, like, no, we really like this actor, we really like this character, please don't, you know, and, like, the fans are telling them, like, why would you take, you know, Jon Stewart out of the movie? Please put him back in. Like, the fans are telling...
Not just put him back in, that's not the problem. It's like...
put him in at all.
Who cares about, like, if he was taken out of that movie? Why doesn't he have his own HBO Max series? They're giving all these, like, movies and all these other things,
like,
but where... I'm just saying, if they're all for, like, what they claim, they say, we're a very diverse company that, you know, we care about everybody and we have all this stuff. It's like, the only thing they have in the pipeline right now is a Batgirl movie and they have a Jaime movie, whereas they introduced Ryan Chow in the Snyder Cut. Where's the Atom movie starring Ryan Chow? Where's a movie for Martian Manhunter? Martian Manhunter is played by an African-American. Where's his movie? Where's the movie for Jon Stewart?
That's what
Where's the movie for, you know, all these other characters that are known for their diversity and their stories? They don't have movies.
The weird thing
they have no plan.
The stories are already written. They're written in the comic books. It wouldn't even be that hard to...
They're called adaptations.
Adapt it from the comics and make it into... It's just like, I don't know what
that's why they're just being fake corporations. They're saying that, you know, they have all this other stuff. Whereas, guess what? Marvel has the plan. And Sony, they're like, people want to see Black Cat. We're gonna put Black Cat in a Spider-Man movie. People want to see Venom fight Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Venom are going to fight. Or a Spider-Man and Venom are going to fight. You know, people want to see a Morbius movie, and they want a Kraven the Hunter thing. We're going to give them that. You know, DC... This is why I know that there are some naysayers that are like, Discovery is going to be the worst thing that happened to DC. My argument is, the worst thing that happened to DC was being bought by AT&T. Like, what was it, like less than 10 years ago? Because you saw a huge polar shift from the Nolan time period when they weren't owned by AT&T and their comic books weren't influenced by AT&T and Time, you know, and Warner Media wasn't a creation. Yeah. Like, Warner Media didn't exist until, like, probably, I want to say right around the time of BVS is when Warner Media became a thing.
I guess the fans will have to keep tweeting and explaining to them what we want.
They don't listen to us because they consider, like,
we'll have to, like, keep writing, like, who we want. We want Jon Stewart.
But here's the thing, Amber.
You know, our Superman back. We want just,
Amber.
Like, keep writing over and over again.
Warner Media has journalists that make articles that say when fans are outcrying that the fans are toxic. When people say they want Ben Affleck to be Batman still, or they want Henry Cavill back as Superman, or they want you know, a movie with Jon Stewart, there's these articles that pop up calling DC fandom. They try to divide us and put us at war with, like, people. They do it all the time. Like, when Henry Cavill trends, I kid you not, there is an article the next day from either comicbook.com or, oh, what's the name of that site? Not Screenwave. Maybe it's Screenwave. I don't remember the name of it. It's Screen Rant. And all these other, like, really kind of evil publications that belittle and insult and say horrible things to people that are fans of Man of Steel. They say that the campaign for Restore the Snyder Cut was toxic and bad when, I mean, we did restore the Snyder Cut based on just fan outcry and expressing love for the characters. They pit, the Warner Media Corporation pits fan and movie studios against each other. Whereas Marvel, it seems like they actually did listen to their fan base, and they gave a type of movie that the fans really wanted and loved.
But if the articles are admitting that we're the fans, then that shows that people writing the articles are not fans.
Of course they're not.
And they don't want to watch, they're not going to watch the movie anyway, so
no,
why?
They want to watch their current versions of the DC comics that are championing agenda-based stuff. Like, you know, Jonathan Superman and, you know, all the other stuff that I can't really talk about. Like, they want to see movies and stuff about that, and they don't really want to see good, uplifting stories that Henry Cavill wants to do. When he just was trending recently over a bright, happy Superman movie he wants to make that would tie into why he turns dark with the anti-life equation. Like, Henry Cavill's actually really smart. He could probably write his own Superman movie, because he's a big fan of the Superman character prior to the New 52.
I think we really need, like, we need to figure out who that actor was that they got to play Jon Stewart, and we need to, like, start retweeting his name and get him back in there, and, like, that... He's
a television actor, I believe, that was a friend of Zack Snyder's. I don't even know his name.
We really need to get, like, we really need to get it out that we want him back in the... Like, if Zack Snyder already found a great actor for Jon Stewart, we need to figure out who that is, and, you know, if the fans really like him, we should just be retweeting his name a lot and get him out there and... You know,
get him his own
Henry
movie or
Cavill
something.
And everything. Like, get him his own movie and have him in the Justice League, both. Like, why does it have to be one or? Like, why does it have to be decision or? Everything.
Because getting Henry Cavill a movie first means that, you know, if you replace the Superman, that would be like if you got rid of Iron Man before, you know, his time was up and his story was finished.
Right.
Then it kind of sends ripples through the whole universe that you created.
That was why, like, he didn't end it until everything was complete.
Like it or not, Henry Cavill was the Superman of that DC universe, and they're just gonna basically get rid of him and replace him.
Yeah,
that's wrong.
It shakes everything up because nobody's
safe
again.
Yep, it starts over.
That's the whole thing. Like, that's the whole thing I was saying. Like, you have to find somebody that knows everyone in the Justice League. They were all finally starting to get to know each other, and then you could have had as the second, you know, after the Snyder Cut, it could have been like Snyder Cut 2, add Jon Stewart in there, and then obviously Jon Jones is already in there. So you got Jon Jones, you've got, you know, Jon Stewart, and then put in, honestly, Supergirl and Cyborg, my opinion. Why not try to either get the original actor for Cyborg back, or, I know, unpopular opinion.
No, that's not,
I'm not allowed
Amber.
To
that's not why I'm growling.
But I'm just saying,
I still don't know how to do the teleporter thing.
It's hard to have the new, because Cyborg was like an integral member of the new Justice League and New 52 comics, so it's really weird to not have the Justice League without Cyborg.
Yep, we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay, I'm sorry. Again, I started talking about DC on the video.
Oh, that's fine.
Sorry.
All right, so we weren't able to do the teleporter. We got to step 11 or step 12, I don't know, of 17. I really, personally, don't like how they do the Spider-Man campaign because it is very confusing, very long. I now understand why there are literally Twitch streams of people doing this campaign that last 4 to 6 hours because it takes forever to clear this. we'll be doing another one of these streams, not tomorrow because we have some other stuff to do. But there is a Ultimate Spider-Man stream that will not be talking about DC stuff. That'll be starting up at 10:30. So that's in about like 15 minutes or so. Thank you so much for listening, everybody, and hanging out. And
I'm sorry for being a DC fan.
I was in the middle of talking. You just literally...
I am sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Luke, you do your outro again. Thank you guys all for your awesome discussion, you guys. I'm glad you guys are... a lot of you guys are also DC fans like us, and thanks for all the awesome comments. Everyone, Geos United Thrive, Blackwing Garrett, and everyone hanging out here. Really appreciate that, everyone. Okay, Luke is doing his outro. I'm gonna leave.
No, you don't have to leave.
Right,
you just don't interrupt the person when they're...
I'll be here. I'll try not to be a complete jerk.
I wouldn't say it was jerky. It was a little rude, but it wasn't
I'll try
jerky.
not to be rude.
Okay, so anyway, the Ultimate Spider-Man stream will be like more... What's the word I'm looking for? More narrative-based, because there's actually a story involved with it. There's no story involved with this, so this is kind of like Fortnite in the sense where anything can happen on these streams. There was a lot of news that happened with Michael Keaton being cast in Batgirl, rumors about how the Flash movie's going to go, rumors about what they did to the Matrix movie, and also we did talk a lot about Spider-Man without trying not to do some major spoilers. There are awesome Spider-Man videos coming this week, and they're going to deal with the... Tomorrow is the... tomorrow is the post-credit stuff, because a lot of people are like, why didn't you talk about the post-credit stuff? That's a video tomorrow around 3 o'clock. So you have Power Rangers Versus at noon, plus you have that. Then the next day, on Christmas Eve, is at noon, is a video on the what happened to the villains after they get sent back to their own universes after the climax of the movie, which kind of creates like these different timelines, like branch timelines from Andrew Garfield's world and Tobey Maguire's world. So it's not the same reality that they go back to, which changes everything. And then after Christmas, there'll be a video on what the future of the Sonyverse and who Spider-Man is most likely going to be in the Sonyverse, and how Tom Holland's MCU Spider-Man is going to be doing stuff based on what Kevin Feige said about the MCU and what Sony is saying about their Spider-Verse, which does include the Cross the Spider-Verse, so the Miles Morales, and whoever the Sony Spider-Man is that is being hinted at in Morbius and Venom 3, or Venom versus Spider-Man or whatever. So, yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man starting up at 10:30. I have to go get the GameCube disc. It is heavily narrative-based, so there won't be, like, massive times for discussion. There's a lot of cues that I have to listen to that Spider-Man is going to be telling me, or Venom is going to be telling me. It's a cool story. It's a very hard game. So, it's going to be a 2-hour stream. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's brought to you by our newest Ultimate Mystery. And, so thank you guys so much for listening. Migrate over to the next Spider-Man stream if you want to hang out. And thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the super chats. And just having a good time. So see you on Ultimate Spider-Man at 10:30. All right, guys.
Yeet. All right, guys. God bless. Happy gaming. See ya.
It's okay. This is a pet peeve. Okay. Now we have to find the GameCube game. I have a rough idea where it is. Oh, crap. We're still on the air. See you guys at 10:30. Bye.